Frozen.
Oh.
The thing that
yeah.
Everyone
Because it's the Oscars. The Academy for the Oscars do not watch animated movies.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately.
I'm as tired of Frozen as I am of Skyrim.
I have survived this long with 3 nieces, having never seen Frozen.
I tried to watch Frozen once. I was at a party full of I was in high school, and I noped out when one of my friends started drunkenly, aggressively whisper singing in my ear. I was like, I can't sit through an hour and a half of this, so I'm done.
See, I've heard plenty of music from it. That I've not been able to avoid, but I have not ever watched more than maybe 5 minutes of that film.
I remember the Armageddon.
You're not really missing a whole
that
lot.
was parents finding out that there was a 17-minute Frozen short movie in front of them.
Oh God.
Actual riots.
Yeah.
That being said, though, you may be sick of Skyrim, but Skyrim on the Switch.
Dude,
I make another Elder Scrolls.
okay.
Yeah, you only have
teased it.
another 3 years before it comes out.
Yeah.
How many re-releases have we had of Skyrim? How
Let's
many?
see. So Xbox, and then it got, I think, updated on the Xbox, the enhanced edition.
Yeah, special edition.
And then it came out on the Xbox One, and now it's on PC and it's on Switch.
Oh yeah, don't forget when they brought it over to PS4, and then when they made it VR.
So 7. It has come out 7 times technically.
I don't know. Dot Howard can squeeze one out real fast.
God, and we're gonna have 4 more before the.
Well, they have already. I mean, they already teased the next Elder Scrolls. Granted, we literally saw a mountain, but it's at least the
Skyrim.
look.
I mean, 4 years ago, they teased the next Borderlands with Borderland art style and a cowboy standing on a hill, and then refused to answer any questions about it.
Yeah, and then there's also the space one that they teased.
Yeah,
that mountain, Skyrim.
No, that's gonna be. Oh, I forget what it is, but people have already figured it out, and they're like, no, it's this specific province because of all these reasons, and it's like, how'd you get that from a fucking mountain?
I think my favorite meme.
It's where the Greybeards live.
I think my favorite meme is where it starts up with Elder Scrolls, whatever. It's 6 now, right?
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls 6.
Skyrim is 5.
And you go through your first battle, you die, and then you wake up and you're on the cart.
Yeah, I've seen that. Or all the people doing the shit in Red Dead to just get in a cart tied up, and it's walked right into that ambush. No, that is never gonna die, but I also fully don't want it to.
I like
I'm
the
ready
memes.
for Skyrim 4K.
Skyrim 4K VR.
Just Skyrim 4K. VR comes out next year.
Yeah.
I 2 years ago decided I haven't played Skyrim in a long time, so I bought the enhanced edition for the PS4, and then I searched a chest and got a whole bunch of bolts and anchors for stuff like building a house, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, because of the home.
I looked at it and I was like,
yeah.
Why did I get building a house? I'm never gonna build a house in this game.
See, I after the initial playthrough of Skyrim when it came out back in 2010 or whenever it was, the only times I have played was when I modded the ever-loving shit out of the game and ended up spending more time modding than playing. Yeah.
I used to think the same thing, and then Red Dead happened.
Yeah, we forgot one. Skyrim on Alexa.
No,
God, tell me that's not.
I forgot that's a thing.
It is real. It is a real thing.
Hell.
See,
I might not buy the next Elder Scroll. I don't want to go out like Skyrim.
See, I bought an Alexa 2 years ago because it seemed cool, and for the last year and a half, it's been stuck in an update loop, and I refuse to send it in and get get it fixed. But the only I've done all the research, and the only way to fix it is to send it to Amazon.
Oh God.
You just wait. It's going to self-correct itself, and then it'll just take over your whole house in an instant.
I'd be impressed. The only thing it's connected to is a lamp in my living room, so I can say, Alexa, turn the lights on.
That's it?
Yeah, that's, I mean, other than that, we just used it to fuck around because it was entertaining. You can tell it to add stuff to your shopping list, which is really funny when it's 4 in the morning and you're all tired.
My mother-in-law has an Alexa that my son has figured out how to use.
That's a
So,
good start.
After noticing that she had 400 plus items in her shopping cart,
Oh
she
god.
just exit whenever he comes over.
Alexa, get me a transformer and a card and a toy car and some Hot Wheels.
No, they were all just toy excavators because he's really into construction cars.
Just get
Like
me
the only one that he
400
really does is
excavators.
excavators. So you'd say, Alexa, Amazon excavator. And so it would get him, it would add like an excavator to the list. And she sent me a picture of like her Amazon shopping cart. I said, I think he's sending me a hint.
It would have been funny if, because you can tell Amazon through Alexa to just order this for me and it'll do it. But if she hadn't noticed her cart was full of 400 excavators, and we're just like, Alexa, order things.
Jesus, I don't remember I need to find that picture. If I can find it, I'll post it in the.
Alexa, just auto pay it. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I mean,
Suddenly, 400 packages show up at the house.
I think anything that has
Delivered by drone.
that is something they're working on.
That is something that is doing in certain locations.
Just hear a helicopter, and outside is a real excavator.
Dropping off large amounts of toy excavators.
Yeah.
That would make my son's day, actually. It's a good idea. Santa dressed, have a construction guy dressed up as Santa, and I'm gonna
Write
You're
it down,
welcome.
Morgan. Write it down.
That is not a bad idea.
Just go to walk up to some random construction site, just hand some guy a Santa hat. Just, I need a big favor.
Now remember, my name is Tom.
No, it's
Koloski.
yeah, Klosky. Goshka.
Goshka, Klosky, Tom,
Whatever it is.
Lazowski.
Mike Wazowski.
I think Stefano was the only non-pun cat name that I've had so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you've been given another one. So.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Oh, it's gonna be fantastic.
But we can now refer to anything he does as a Stefano con.
Yeah. What is it?
I'm allowed to drink water.
Ponzi schemes. You can have Stefano schemes.
I'm allowed to drink water. It's okay.
No,
my dog doesn't like me playing D&D out in the living room, but my wife is asleep in the bedroom.
Right.
So whenever I'm in here, he'll kind of peek his head around the corner to see if it's okay for him to go get water. And whenever I'm drinking water, he kind of growls at me a little bit. Because I guess it's his water or something.
Dogs are weird. That's why I love them so much.
Fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, that's why dogs are the best, though.
Oh, absolutely.
They just make no fucking sense. My dog has this thing she'll do whenever she doesn't do it to completely new people, but it's if you've been there once or twice and she's kind of started to know who you are. If you're sitting down, she won't bite you, but she'll put her mouth around your wrist and sit there like that until you pay attention to her. And if you stop, she'll go right back to doing that. She'll just force your wrist in her mouth and sit. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Dogs are fucking crazy. He's a spoiled brat.
Aren't they all though? That's really.
He will worm his way into your lap and bully you until you pay attention to him. There's really no other way to describe it. Fine, I'll throw you fucking.
See, my dog's a golden retriever. She tries to get in people's laps and hurts them. Just, 60 pounds or whatever. Just big hunk of dog. Well, shall we get started?
On that note,
No more stalling.
Damn it. I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh, I have a great feeling about
Do
this.
not fail me.
Edwin's feeling great.
That's the part I'm really worried about the most, to be honest.
I think that's the part I'm most excited about. All right. So let's bring it on in for last time. When we met our party, they had first began their adventures in Whitestone after traveling a 6-day journey from Drinna through the Parchwood timberlands. Upon arriving in the city, Stefano started guiding Malcolm and Edwin towards the Temple of the Raven Queen. Not too strongly. Malcolm grabbed Edwin and they dipped off through the alleys, leaving Stefano to his own, which he then took to the Thieves Guild, meeting with the current whisper and leader of this sect, Lyra, who gave him a small task to see to the end of a not very well liked merchant in the town square. Edwin and Malcolm went to the temple where Edwin communed briefly with the Raven Queen, got probably as many questions as answers, and proceeded to go to the local tavern and spend the rest of the day drinking heavily. Malcolm, after a small bit of communion at the shrine and a bit of a chat with the priest, left to find Tanith and Soraya, who had moved through to go check out the Sun Tree. From there, everyone proceeded to go about their daily bits of errands and things they wanted to find. Soraya visiting a bookstore, Tanith hunting down a blacksmith, a bookstore, a guard, kind of searching for some information. And then everyone meeting back up at the Hooded Boar, exchanging a few small pleasantries, at which point Tom, now Koshka, came out of the back room of that inn, joining with the rest of the party, where they all came together and went to the journey's end, meeting up with Edwin, who was on his 10th or 11th beer at that point. After a little bit of digging, for Stefano, Tom, Koshka had received a tip from, well, not so much a tip as Lyra had asked if he knew about a woman named Vanessa Renkosh, who was a merchant in the area that she had not yet gathered much information on. Stefano, jumping on the chance to uncover a bit more, was speaking with some of the merchants inside the journey's end, at which point they, upon him mentioning her name, mentioned that they would be having a meeting with her here at the journey's end in about 30 minutes, give or take. So he sat at the table with them and waited, at which point an elven woman with lightly tanned skin, dark auburn hair, came into the tavern, and at first was walking towards the table until she noticed Koshka, and just simply said, "Well then." And that is where we pick up. She turns to the two merchants, just, I'm sorry, I was not expecting us to have the company.
You were right. Employer make mistake. Wrong person.
No. I'm sure you are in the right place. Do sit. Join us for our meeting. I would love to hear about, forgive me. I do not believe I know your name.
It's Koshka.
Koshka. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Vanessa. Do have a seat.
I think I'm going to look back towards the group. Yeah, they just called my name.
Are you sure? Because I think you might be hearing things.
I am. Yeah, I must. He's just gonna walk back to the group. We need to leave now.
You see her turn and start exchanging a few words with the two merchants there.
This is not a good situation. We need to go now.
She's very pretty.
I couldn't hear you. What?
She's very pretty.
Yes, we need to not be here. That is the situation.
After a moment, Stefano, you feel a hand on your shoulder. And just... Now, I didn't expect to see you back here so soon.
I don't know who you're talking about.
How stupid do you think I am? More so, how stupid are you?
After a second, Tanith is going to very hazily drape an arm on Stefano's other shoulder.
Oh no.
Be like, did I ever tell you that you're my best friend in the whole world? And try to pull him in closer.
Tell it. This is not
She's gonna.
time.
I mean, she just pulls her hand from your shoulder and kind of lets him pull you in, and just waits for a second to make eye contact. Just.
Oh, he is not making eye contact.
Trying.
He is looking. Can I have
Your ears are so soft.
Don't stop touching ears. We've been over this. You need to stop. I need to be drunk. Give me whiskey, please.
Why don't you hit him with a little extra on me? She throws a sack of coin on the counter. We need to have a talk, Stefano.
What are you guys talking about?
Nothing, Teddy. Just drink more.
I don't know, Thace. It really didn't taste good. You know, you really changed my life, man. Get it just down on the shoulder.
Now, a good Samaritan. That is not something I would have pegged you for.
Oh, he's the best Samaritan.
Stefano hates
He's
this.
This guy showed me in when nobody else would, and he showed me how to do all kinds of cool things.
Really? Now, what kind of things did he show you how to do?
Teddy.
No. You quiet down now. You don't have a place in this anymore. What do you got? What did he show you how to do?
He showed me how to talk to people, how to look them in the eye. And
really? Because he seems to be pretty bad about that right now.
I need that alcohol now, please.
The bartender comes over and puts a bottle and a glass on the counter in front of you.
I'm drinking straight from the bottle.
My best friend bodyguard. It reminds me, he's gonna reach over and like sloppily drop like 20 gold coins in front of Stefano, dropping like 5 of them. I haven't paid you what I owe you.
Out of reflex, Stefano.
Terrible friend. Or that.
Now there's the Stefano I remember.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just a fee. It's a small fee. It's
a fee for friendship.
No, it's a bodyguard. He showed me how to be an adventurer.
It's right. I help. Now, did you say Vanessa was your name?
I did.
Vanessa, if you have any problems with Stefano, I do not know Stefano.
She just reaches over and touches the side of your face and pulls down, tries wiping a smear of makeup off on your cheek. I'm not that stupid.
Look, can you and I go talk about this somewhere else? Maybe tomorrow?
If I wait another damn minute, you're not going to be in this city anymore. I know you.
Do you two know each other? You seem very
close. Yeah, we do.
I'm gonna slide the bottle over to Tanith.
I'm gonna lean over and just whisper into his ear, "She's a keeper."
Jesus Christ.
I want to turn Edwin around.
So he...
But we've killed people, you know. You kill a lot of things on the road. We killed a giant thing of mud and dirt that it tried to eat him. He got saved by Edwin. I just bottled it. Edwin R.
I'm just putting my hands over his
Best
face at this
friend.
point. Just shh. Shh.
You certainly found yourself a little band here, haven't you?
I'm no friend of his.
Hey, well that
Oh.
makes two of us. What's your name?
That just means I love you.
Shh.
What has he done to you?
That is not important.
That is a
and,
long story, and one that I could tell you in a lot greater depth if you'd at least just tell me your name.
It
I'd like
is
to
a
know who I'm
hearsay
speaking with.
and not admissible in a court of law.
Edwin.
Edwin, pleasure to meet you. Well, to most folks, they'll know me as Vanessa, but you can know me as Kaylin.
I'll try to remember that.
Oh, I don't expect you to remember anything. That's why I'm okay telling you things.
But Kaylin, everyone here is sober, so they are going to remember.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh.
Except for I'm going to
the
look over at Tanos.
Elves never forget.
I'm really only interested in talking
You
about
won't-
you, so I'm okay with whatever they remember.
You only get worse at lying every day.
Okay,
I
can
like
we cut
him.
him off?
I like him a lot. So what
He would-
brings you back to Whitestone?
Well, as my elven friend so eloquently and soberly put it, I have been
Catching
Higher-
rats
yep.
For his family.
Oh, for his family?
for his family.
Really?
His distant family. Oh, how poor they are.
When did
Yeah.
you start a family?
You know, everyone has a family.
You know what I
Soraya walks
mean.
away.
I'm being attacked. I'm gonna look over like pleadingly at Malcolm to stay from this.
No, I don't think it's been long enough for you to start a family. Although, I wouldn't put it past you to have done that a long time ago. Though I don't think you'd know about it if you did.
Hold on. What does that mean?
You know exactly what it means, Stefano. Don't play dumb with me.
You are talking shit about me to my companions.
For a second, I thought you were about to call them friends, and I would have
not
called you a liar for that one.
You're my friend, man.
Shh, I got this.
I don't even know why you're here with us anymore.
I have been
You
a
lie
hard
to me
about it.
constantly.
Okay, so you want to get this
And-
done now?
Yes.
It's never lied to anyone. Except when they needed to be. And that's good.
He's lied to you every day he's known you.
No.
Absolutely not
I,
the truth.
I can probably vouch for the fact that he has.
You are so much worse than me.
And I'm okay with that. I don't try to pretend I don't lie to people.
You can't come in here saying that you're all just better than me.
I can, and I am. Because I didn't leave.
That is a low blow. And I don't appreciate that. Speaking of, you don't happen to have horns with you. You haven't seen him in a while, have you?
No, he left following you.
Oh, God.
See, you leaving started everything, and now I'm here, and no one else is. So you can say I have a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth. If I'm being honest.
I don't think you've been honest one day in your life.
Now that is honest. See, things changed. And I get that. I know that people move on.
Look, you
But
want...
don't just get up and leave.
I'm going to toss 10 silver on the bar. that was going to be your share. So why don't you just take that?
It's not about the money, Stefano. Do you really think that someone, which, considering you at least, I take it by the fact that you were finding me by name, you knew me, at least initially. You were looking for Vanessa. You were looking for a wealthy merchant from Marquette. You really think I could pass that off if I was curious about money? No, this isn't about the money.
And what is it about? What could it be about? If it's not about money, which you always seem to be interested in, since Horns had no care for it.
It's mostly about something that you seem to lack in every capacity, Stefano. And that's honor, which I don't hold that against you. I don't have much of that either. But also, there's a little bit of a strong lack in compassion and in care for the people who care about you. At least, people who did care about you.
Look, it doesn't matter what happened in the past. What matters is getting whatever this is done so that I can continue to drink in peace. I was sent on a information gathering mission. I've gathered my information. So as far as I'm concerned, this whole situation is done.
Can I drunkenly insight check that?
Sure. Go ahead and make an insight check.
Disadvantage, I assume?
Yep.
Good, because it was an 11 and a 10. And that's going to be a 16.
Yeah, I mean, as far as your drunken eyes can tell, that is actually an honest statement.
Jesus Christ.
Look, if you want this to be done, if you want me to just leave, fine. We can call it done, throw it under the table. That's on you. And I want you to look me in the eyes and tell me that you know that this is all on you.
He's gonna look at the group. Look, I can't talk about it right now. Not with look directly at Edwin. But pick a place for us to meet tomorrow, and we will meet and discuss.
Sure. Just meet me outside the main gate. We'll take a walk.
I prefer a public place. I know I know you quite well.
Well, see, if we're talking about how well we know each other, I'm expecting you to skip town before tomorrow. I'm not sure this meeting will actually happen, so how about we just say the main square by the tree then?
Fine. Main square by the tree.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go do some dealings with some merchants. She heads back over to the table.
I need more. Just strongest, whatever you have. Strongest, whatever you have.
She comes over to you and puts another bottle of whiskey on the table.
He is drinking. Goal is to get as drunk as Edwin.
Oh, you are making good progress chugging whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
I just then I look over to Stefano, who's just like, what the hell was all of that about?
Tanith, I'm not in the mood to share life stories at the moment. Maybe tomorrow I will be in a far better mood. We'll sit down, have a tea party, tell you all about my wonderful past and about everyone I've ever met. Does that sound good?
I think you're going to tell us right now. Where you can go to the meeting alone and die alone.
I think you're a bit drunk to be telling anyone what to do.
I'm just going to reach up.
You lie to me every day. You lie to all of us every day. You force Tanith into deals that he doesn't want to make.
First of all, I've never forced
You lie about
anyone
having a
into
family.
anything. Everyone has a family. I mean, that's right.
That's so. You can lie all you want. I can see through it. And the one time you speak the truth, it's about some shady dealings with some random woman who sees right through your facade just as much as I do. And
Maybe
you're not going to explain it to us. You can go die alone for all I care.
maybe you see through a facade because you're a paranoid, broken man who can barely stand on his own two legs.
What happened
That's
to your
fine.
accent?
I'll at least die a man who told the truth in the end. Didn't
And then you'll die a lot
hide
sooner.
behind his own facade. I'll
You're gonna-
die whatever way I see fit. And
You'll die a lot sooner, poorer,
I'm
and younger
leaving
than
before
I.
he even finishes that statement.
That, man, really pisses me off.
Your accent's different.
Is it? I didn't notice.
Tad's just still staring at him. Did you leave a family here?
No. I did not leave a family. And I'm going to say that just loud enough for her to hear.
You can see the ears kind of perk a little and twitch, but no other reaction from her as she continues her conversation at the table.
Families, folks you care about. And I don't think they cared about you.
My statement stands as I said it. All right.
Tad is not even going to insight check. It's okay to leave your family, man. You got a family, right? He's gonna just slip and fall face first into the ground.
So, anyone else have any questions? Or are we just going to sit here and pretend like the past 10 minutes didn't happen? Excellent. I'd also prefer that option. And then he is going to pick up, he's going to like help Tanith to his feet, get a room to drop Tanith off in.
Sure, it'd be like 4 silver for a night.
He's going to toss 4 silver down, get the key, and throw Tanith in a bed.
Gotta make the barrel. That's the last thing he says.
I don't know what that means. You can just go to sleep.
Edwin, where are you heading?
I guess I would attempt to go back to the damn, what's the name of the place? The Woven Strand.
All right. Just give me a general intelligence check.
Sure. Ooh, that's pretty good. Plus 0, 14.
14. All right. Yeah, you make even through your drunken stupor, you still remember, at least being that you are somewhat close, you kind of just waddle your way over and stammer your way through the gates and inside.
All right.
The priest acknowledges you as you come in. Just, are you all right?
No. No, I'm not.
Well, what can we do? You sought communion with the Raven Queen. What? Well, do you simply just need a place to sleep?
Yeah, I could use that.
That we can most definitely provide. It will be a simple acolyte's quarters, but it will do in a pinch.
I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter what it is.
He like slips an arm under yours to kind of keep you upright and just walks you back. Sets you down on a simple kind of straw mattress.
And I'm going to immediately vomit.
He just kind of jumps back. We can take care of that later. You should definitely get some sleep. And it's probably best.
I'd have
that's out
heard
of
what
you.
he said at this point
Yeah.
and would already have passed out.
Well, he goes about, cleans up a little bit, and then kind of decides that he'll wait and heads out. So the rest of you now, Tanith passed out at the bar. Stefano, what are you doing?
I am going to climb onto the roof because free housing.
All right.
And
Make a stealth check while you're up there.
God damn it.
Malcolm and Soraya.
God damn it.
What are you guys up to?
Well, part of what I would like to do kind of hinges on a certain stealth check. Because Malcolm would like to talk to Stefano.
I only got a 16.
And it would be fair enough to say you could follow him up the stairs when he took Tanith up and just catch him before he goes on the roof.
Okay, that works.
Or at least
too.
try to.
Yeah.
And Soraya?
I want to wait until that woman is done conducting her business.
Oh, God.
'Cause I want to talk to her.
All right. So we'll go ahead and do Malcolm first since this happened a lot sooner.
All right.
So you just standing outside the room as you hear the muffled sound of Tanith muttering into a pillow after Stefano tossed him onto the bed, and Stefano's kind of storming out, shutting the door.
Malcolm puts a hand out. Catch Stefano's attention. Do you have a
Yeah.
moment, Stefano?
I guess I fucking do. What's up?
So,
I'm sorry. What? Yes. What's going on?
you're fine. Had a person from my past showed up like that, I'd be a little
It is a
surprised.
little irritating. Yes.
Yes. Are you going to need any assistance tomorrow with that meeting?
I might. Yeah. Wait.
Good.
Are you saying you want to help?
Only if you want it. But I do have a question for you.
Go ahead.
We crossed paths when we were both traveling southward to Drenna.
Yeah. I remember this.
Traveled a bit together. We both know we made observations about the other.
Yeah.
So why is it you seem to always do things that can potentially push the group away from you when you seem to be infinitely more comfortable around other people in your own group?
Stefano's not prepared for this question.
previous groups I've been in have not worked out so well. They I don't typically hang around the best of people, to be honest.
And yet,
Who knows?
again, just an observation I made. And it seems one that possibly she has made as well.
Listen. She is a liar. I am tricky. She is a liar. She is manipulative. She is worse than I am. Far worse. Just as a warning. I just wander around. She has a plan, and she will use whoever to get her plan completed.
Well, everyone can put out certain false truths about oneself.
No,
Even you.
she is a snake, my friend. She is a snake. She puts a friendly aura around her, but in the end, she is a snake, and we are all rats for the snake to devour. That is that.
Well, last I checked, there were 2 types of snakes. And it's up to you to decide which one you want to be.
Yeah, living ones and giant undead ones, and I think I prefer the living ones.
I'm not talking about this skeleton snake we encountered back in the cave. Oh, no.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go sleep. You have fun.
Just think about what I said.
Yeah. And I got a 16 for that stealth check.
All right. Good to know.
That's not a good sign.
And Malcolm will plop down money for a room as well.
All right, just gonna be 4 silver for you as well.
Yep.
So yeah, there's probably an hour and a half pass. You see them in different kinds of discussion. A few papers passed around. Some signatures get handed out. A lot of numbers, and then after a while, she stands up. They shake hands, and she turns and walks out of the bar.
I'm gonna go catch up to her if I can.
Yeah, no, she's in no hurry. She's just walking, so it's easy enough.
Okay. Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did not see you there.
You seem to know a lot about our cat.
Yeah, I have I've had many dealings with that man in the past, and well, I know him probably better than most.
Has he always been like this?
I do not think I get what you mean.
Lots of makeup, lots of
Oh, yes.
accents, lots
Oh,
of
yes.
sympathy.
But that also just comes with the line of work. There's plenty of people who do similar things. He just is limited because of, well, defer. But yes, he has always been a man of many personalities.
Can I ask how long you've known him for?
At this point, well, it's been at least, I'd say 5 years. Probably longer.
What did you used to do?
Well, there's a lot of little odd jobs, you know. Yeah, I heard you called him a rat catcher, and
He calls himself a rat catcher. I
well,
have not seen him catch a single rat yet.
not many people usually see a rat catcher do their job. It's the work done in the quiet that makes for a cleaner city. No, we are in a similar line of work, and we always have been. That is where we kind of first met and became friends, was in shared work more than anything.
I'm gonna pull out my little notebook where I wrote down tiefling with big shield. I'm gonna ask her if she knows a tiefling with a big shield that might be coming after him.
Well, I think you just accurately, well, alright. She kind of like looks around. I've had enough of doing that accent for today, if you don't mind. Just, that would be Damokos. And he's probably, if he's, who told you about him? Where'd you hear about that description? If you don't mind my asking.
An alchemist's shop in Drina from the cat.
Oh, so Stefano thinks that Damokos is after him. Now that would be a little bit of justice, if I would do say. But if Damokos is after him, then in part that explains why he left, but that also confuses me. But he matches your description. Tiefling with a big shield, wears full plate armor, very zealous, pious man. Didn't really fit in with our group too much, but he was fun to have around.
I picture Edwin but tiefling. Because that's the only like super pious person I've met probably in recent time.
Yeah.
Are you going to kill him?
Me? Nah. As much as I would like to, that is really not my thing. If I was gonna kill him, I'd have someone else do it. I'll be honest. But, I'm definitely interested in exchanging a few words.
Okay. I'm gonna thank her for talking to me for a little bit, and then I'm just gonna go wander the city in the night.
Alright. She just nods to you as you leave. Just always make sure to watch your back. As she keeps going.
That's ominous. Accurate, but ominous.
Alright, so Edwin and Tanith are asleep. Stefano's on the roof. You two are just doing anything anyone wants to do in the night, aside from Tanith and Edwin, who are completely out. Alright, so then the night passes. Stefano, you have it's a cold night. It's far north. The fur in your clothes keep you warm enough, but you are by no means comfortable on the roof.
I'm angry.
You are angry, and this is also not something that you are completely foreign to. You have spent many a cold night outside. So you guys, the night passes without event, and as you head all awaken in your various places in the morning, Edwin, can you make a Constitution check for me?
I was just gonna ask if you wanted me to do that. Ooh, 19.
19.
Oh,
All right. You have
plus 2, so 21.
21.
Jesus,
You
immune
have
to hangovers.
a little bit of that like morning kind of ringing, but it fades in about 5 minutes, and you successfully somehow avoided a hangover after an entire day of drinking.
I actually did want to ask you if you want me to roll to see how much I actually remember from last night.
That's actually a good point. Just do it, and let's do wisdom on this one. Let's do a wisdom check.
Oh, that's gonna be super easy.
Oh, yeah, you're a wisdom class.
That's gonna be. That was 8. So 12.
12. You remember everything that happened, but none of the details about it. You just kind of remember all of the events, but if you try to recall anything specific, it just gets blurry and fuzzy, and you have a hard time sticking in detail.
Then when I wake up, I guess I'm heading over to the journey's end because I don't know where else to go.
All right, you head back in there, and Tanith and Malcolm would have probably by this point come downstairs from their individual rooms. Tanith having experienced, at this point, if you drank enough, I'm going to say you have a light hangover for the first time ever in your life.
I'm cleaning that vomit up before I leave if it hasn't been cleaned up.
Right.
How
Yeah,
much
you
do I remember?
you finish cleaning up what he started and decided to leave. Make a wisdom set check, Tanith.
While he's doing that, I'm leaving 5 gold.
All right.
On the bed as well.
All right. As you leave, he just nods at you and doesn't really say anything. He's just out in the main area, beginning their morning duties alongside a couple acolytes in their robes. He just makes eye contact and nods. No exchange of words as you leave.
I got a 19 on that wisdom roll.
19. So you remember most of it. I'd say you remember all but an occasional small detail that isn't very significant. You weren't really that drunk, so you managed to retain most of it, including memories of how you acted. You remember it all.
Oh yeah, it's just been playing on a non-stop loop for 4 hours. The rest of the time we're just spent in bed thinking to not go out today. But I did.
So you come downstairs, Malcolm following shortly after, and maybe 20-30 minutes later, Edwin comes in the front door. And Soraya, are you coming back to the journey's end, or did you just want to spend the night wandering and crash somewhere?
I fell asleep in the sun tree.
All right. So yeah, you wake up to the early morning light filtering through the golden leaves in this quickly brightening tree. It's like when someone wakes you up by turning the lights in your room on.
Yeah, that's how I wake up every day.
Gross.
Exactly. Nah, I'm gonna stay here.
All right.
I'm gonna walk in and approach the two of them. I want to apologize for leaving you, Malcolm. And I'm sorry I was not forthcoming. I was not myself yesterday.
It's all right.
I want to explain things to some of you, all of you, once we're all together. If you will hear me.
Of course. Whenever you are ready. No rush.
I would like to find Stefano first, however. I know we fought last night, I believe.
Yeah.
I wish death upon him, and I don't think he deserved that.
Some things happened last night. And I don't think I'm going to live that down for a while.
I don't quite remember anything you said last night, so I'm sorry if I don't know what you entirely mean.
It's fine. You pointed out a lot of things that I've just been giving some thought on.
Alright, well. Do you know where our other two companions are?
I actually don't.
I woke up in a bed. I don't know how I got there.
You, my friend, are learning human culture very well.
I will tell you this, Tanith. You can thank Stefano for waking up in that bed.
Oh, you're muted.
Open my.
Oh.
I'm gonna nod as I flip open my book and I see the doodles and drawings from last night when I began to get wasted.
And you also see that at some point in the night, you did open it and draw a little more, but you were considerably gone at that point. And you think that there might have been a spark of genius in there that got totally muddled, and now it looks like garbage.
I turn my book sideways, like as I'm like, I wrote "mean lady" in here.
Accurate.
And Stefano, from your perch on the roof, you see the city kind of starting to stir up and begin its activity. You can see the armed guards beginning their patrols on the walls, and just the kind of awakening of the beast that is a full city as everything begins to kind of start its daily motion with the sun coming up over the horizon.
I hate this fucking town. And I'm going to climb down and head for some shops. I need to buy some stuff to prepare.
All right. The rest of you are just going about your breakfast inside the tavern.
So, did you see which room was Stefano's? I'm gonna ask Malcolm.
I'm not entirely sure if he even stayed here that evening or not.
I'm gonna call to the whoever's manning the bar at the moment, if it's the same woman from last night.
Yeah, just same woman. Not as nicely dressed, just in simple clothes at this point. Just she kind of like wipes her eyes as she comes over to you and just, oh, good morning.
Morning. The cat that was with us, did he stay the night here?
I mean, he certainly he didn't pay for a room. He did not take a key, but he did leave more than enough money to cover drinks and rooms for at least the lot of you, if not more.
Alright. You didn't see him go up the stairs or anything to the rooms?
Last time I saw him go up the stairs, it was just to take your friend there.
He didn't come back down?
That I did not see. I did not see him come back down, no.
I don't want to exactly go kicking in rooms, but we're trying to find him. You know which rooms he bought? I can check those first.
Well, he only bought, actually, the only room that he bought was that one. Was the one for the friend. He didn't buy a second room.
Okay, then.
So if he wasn't in that one, I'd assume that he wasn't, he didn't choose to stay in the rooms.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Of course. Do any of you lot want some breakfast?
Yes. I guess we'll wait here.
All right. I'll go fetch three trays, 3 trosts, and probably something for myself. As she heads into the back room and.
Well, he didn't stay here,
Left us.
so I'd give it an hour, I guess. See if he comes back.
All right. So yeah, she comes back out with trays of just meat and some bread, alongside the morning, like very watered down ale that they serve in the early hours of the day. And as she goes to hand it to Edwin and Tanis, she just, would you boys like this or just a glass of water?
I'll take water.
Water.
Had the feeling. She turns around and just brings out glasses of water for the two of you. Soraya, are you just chilling in the tree? Or would you like? Is there something you would like to do?
How hidden am I?
Not very.
Ah, okay.
There is, because the tree does not actually have like decoration or anything on it. So the tree, anything on the tree that isn't the same color is pretty distinctly visible.
Okay, I'll climb down. I'll go back to the bar.
All right, yeah, you head back over, and about the time they're getting served breakfast, you enter in.
Well, good. You're alive.
I'm sorry.
So what?
I don't want to appear that way to anyone. I was not myself last night. Or all day.
I think 9 beers has an effect on people. The same effect on every person.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that.
I shrug and I sit down. I pat him on the shoulder. I don't care about anything he did yesterday. It's fine.
Oh, what about you, dearie? Would you like a tray for yourself as well?
Oh, yes, please.
All right, just a moment. Shed back and brings out another tray. Stefano, where would you like to go?
I would like to go to a general goods store first.
All right.
Just to make things speed up, do you want me to tell you what I want to purchase?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah, you know what, let's just... do you want to go to multiple shops?
I was just going to go to the general store and then the alchemist and then head back.
Well, I mean, the here the magic shop is kind of a general store, so you could just head there first and see if they have everything you want.
Gotcha. All right, I was just going to buy some potions, an eye patch, and a pipe and some pipe weed.
Okay. What kind of potions are you looking for?
Things to help get me out of a jam. Invisibility potions, things to enlarge or shrink, health potions, fun stuff like that.
Well, health potions are 50 gold apiece.
All right, I'll take one of those. I'm rich. I'll take 2 of those.
An invisibility potion would run about 300 gold.
I'm gonna try and get a cheaper price.
Just go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Gotcha. That's a nat 1, so
yeah,
I don't think I'm.
In fact, he doesn't really take too kindly to you trying to haggle him down.
Damn it, Fractos.
It had to happen eventually.
Yep, I guess now I gotta go kill someone.
And then a potion of reduce would be about 200 gold.
200? All right.
Although that you should already have.
I do already have a potion of reduce. So can I'll just buy the eye patch, pipe, and pipe weed.
All right, we'll say, so for the 2 potions and the pipe weed, we'll just say like 101 gold. Cover
All
a
right,
whole lot.
cool.
And you get a good, 4 or 5 ounces of pipe weed.
Fantastic.
Always more rope.
And then I'd like to go to Gar's house. I'd like to walk by Gar's house nonchalantly, see if there's any attention being paid to it.
Not a single bit of attention. It looks exactly the same as when you left it.
Anybody around?
Not other than just the people that walk by that, like, on the street. No one paying any specific attention to the house or looking like they're really caring
Gotcha.
about it.
I'm going to take the long way around and then approach it from the back, go into the house.
All right. Inside, it's you see it exactly the same as when you left it. The body is now, and it's not in decomposition. But it is in full rigor mortis. The whole body is like tensed up. All the pallor has drained from the skin, and it's all pale. The eyes are kind of bulging outward.
Gotcha.
Still hanging from the rope.
I'm going to give him a little, polite nod, like, thank you for letting me use your home. And then I'm going to go ahead and make myself into a tabby cat using my powders.
All right. What color?
Fuck. Tabby cats are orange, right?
I think normally. If it's
It's typical tabby cat colors.
Okay. Tabby cat. Oh, when I googled it, tabby cats are like the mottled browns.
Then I shall be
Oh, wait,
that. That is the color.
They also can be orange. I guess there's no typical color for a tabby cat.
Then I shall be an orange tabby cat.
All right, you
because
are.
I'm feeling orange.
All right.
I'm gonna have the eye patch on, and just real quick, he said he had information on people. I'm gonna do an investigation check to see if there's any information. See if I can find any of the information.
Sure.
Oh, that is gonna be a perfect 14.
14.
Yeah.
So digging through the main area, you find a lot of notes from business, which some of it was probably fencing, but no information beyond just a lot of numbers from business transactions and occasional notes on like who was on sides of that transaction, but nothing in too much depth. Just a lot of pretty much a lot of receipts.
Okay, so I see a bunch of numbers. I'm just gonna leave it alone.
All right.
I was looking for like manila folders that had
the folder with the big like redacted on the front, and it's just
exactly that's what he was looking for. So yeah, he's gonna exit out the back and go back to Journey's End.
All right, go and just make a general stealth check.
Oh sweet, that's a 25.
All right. So yeah, you it's about an hour or so passes, an hour or two, and the rest of you are starting to get a little impatient, unsure about if Stefano's coming back, and then Stefano comes into the front door. This time powdered orange with an eye patch and a pipe.
I've been smoking.
Definitely smell like it.
Just stand up from the table before he even gets there. I'm sorry. As much as a cheat and a crook and a liar that you are, I said some things to you last night that I don't mean. No one deserves to have death brought upon them unless they're actually truly wicked.
My friend, you don't have to worry about a damn thing. I understand that Drake brings out the devil in us. And that's perfectly fine. Just, I want to keep your voice a little low.
What are you doing?
What? What do you mean?
Printing a whole lot.
You doing it? Dad's gonna get up from the bar. Just walk over to. So, what name is it this time?
Tanith, you seem a bit stressed.
I'm going to use prestidigitation to clean the makeup off his face.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
All right.
Oh, God. All right. This is going to be a fight. Boy, do you know how expensive this powder? Hold on. How many people are at this bar right now?
And right now, it's actually just the group of you and the barkeep.
All right. I'll pay her to keep silent. Boy, do you know how expensive this fucking powder is? And you just magic it away with a wave of your hand?
Let me guess. 15 to 20 gold.
It's 30 gold, actually.
Is that a lie?
Is it a lie? I just said a number.
You know, we never actually nailed that down, so we'll just pretend that it's an arbitrary number for now.
Gotcha. So, yeah, it's pretty damn expensive.
I think you're muted.
You're muted.
Is that what my money goes to when I pay you?
No, when you pay me, that money goes to keeping my equipment in check and making sure that I can protect you.
Look, I'm just going to try and get between the two of them. Look. we all need to have a talk. However, I'd appreciate it if we all sat down. And Stefano, before we even get to you paying him to guard him, Tanith, you are more than capable of guarding yourself. I don't know why you're paying him. If you could just pay him his money back,
Sure.
we'll just
I'm gonna
move on.
Toss 20 gold at him.
There we go. Please, sit down.
I'm going to walk over to the bar, put 50 gold down on there, close for the next 4 hours.
Well, I mean, if it's not the strangest thing we've had happen here, so all right. Just when that 4 hours is up, we'll be back out here. She heads back out into the back room.
And
So-
I'm comfortably drinking from my cup, like.
I'm going to
So-
go and put the lock on the front door.
I really didn't want to need you all again, but I may. And right now, there's two of you that I don't entirely trust. I
Who?
really don't entrust entirely any of you,
I'm going to point at Malcolm.
but
and-
especially you, Stefano. And you need to explain some things to us. If I'm even to chance that I'll actually pay you for anything or ask you to do a favor for a friend.
Well, you're asking me, and last night you said you don't trust a single word that comes out of my mouth. So what's the point of me even?
Because I don't,
Telling the
because you
truth.
lie to me all the time.
So what's the point of even asking me questions?
Because I know when you're lying.
Hmm.
So you can tell me the truth, or you can lie to me and I can leave. And I'll find some other people to hang out with.
All right.
But I already know you're telling them. I know who to go look for if I need to know the truth about you.
She's a bigger liar than I am. Anyway,
I can trust the fact that she'd probably tell the truth about you.
I'll answer 4 questions.
No. You're not on the negotiating table here. You're to answer everything.
I'm afraid I don't know you well enough to answer everything, but I'll.
Maybe I'll slide a few things. But you're to tell me everything I want to know. As much as you're willing to give, and I'll be the judge on whether or not I'm willing to let it slide.
All right. I mean, I got, 2 hours to kill? Might as well.
All right. What information were you looking for?
Just
In
who she
Drinna.
was. Oh, for
No,
Drinna?
Drinna.
Honestly, I was just there for a vacation.
You weren't lying when you told her that last night. I know you were looking for information. Don't lie to me now.
No, with her, I was looking for who she was. But in Drinna, I was just vacation. And as you know, I'm being pursued by someone. So I figure a small fishing village is where the last place you'd look for a person of my caliber.
And that's not a lie. Or do I need a roll for that?
I mean, we'll say that, well, if you want to lie, then just go for it, and we'll decide then. But yeah, so I mean, you can insight check as much as you want.
Okay. I mean, I have passive insight of 16.
Yeah.
So,
So I'll let you know if you need to check something.
alright. Sure, I'll believe you on that. Then you're gonna tell me why you're being pursued. What'd you do to both of these people?
I don't know what I did to him. He didn't like me from day one. I don't know why he stayed around us so much. He's an odd fellow.
That's it? He was just odd and didn't like you, now he's pursuing you.
I don't want to spread rumors. I know gossip.
What did you do to them?
We had disagreements on how a job should be done, and
What was the job?
clearing out some orcs.
From where?
From some ruin. I don't remember the place. It was 4 years ago.
What was the disagreement?
How it should be done.
And that's it. You just didn't agree on how you should finish the job.
Oh, I finished the job.
Well, then why do they not like you? What happened?
Disagreements happen. They, since I finished the job on my lonesome, I took the reward. She didn't take kindly to me taking the reward, and I don't know what the hell his problem was. He never wanted any gold or anything. Didn't take a single share, actually. It was pretty weird.
You're not telling me something. There's got to be more to this. This doesn't make any sense.
You don't understand how petty the people I typically hang out with are.
Why'd you come here to Whitestone?
Why did I come here to Whitestone?
Yeah.
You paid me to.
That was enough for you to come back here where all these people were looking for you.
Well, shit, I didn't think she'd be here. Last I heard, she was way down south.
So, let me just make sure that I'm getting this straight. You had one job 4 years ago to kill some orcs in a ruin, and you did it on your lonesome and took the reward without telling them, and then left. And now you've been pursued by this tiefling for 4 years over one job that was probably worth maybe, 200 gold? If that.
Well, as I said, this guy didn't like me from the beginning. I don't know. I don't even know if he's still pursuing me. I just figure, paranoia keeps you safe. Paranoia keeps you alive.
Fine. Then what is going to happen at this meeting?
I might
What
die.
does she have to talk to you about? Well, then why don't you have your friends come with you?
I do have a ally coming along.
Who's that?
Doesn't matter.
I'd like to know who they are.
You know, I don't feel like I need to divulge that information. Tell you what, if you can figure out who it is, I'll tell you whether or not that's true. I'll give you 2 guesses.
I can't exactly guess a random person unless there's someone here.
You got 2 guesses. Otherwise, move on to your next question. Anyone else, while it's questioning poor innocent cat, like just fucking interrogate him time?
Yes, I have one.
Yeah.
What's your name? Like, really? What's your name?
No clue. Been so long.
So you're just what? A nameless drifter?
I am everyone.
Everyone.
That's right.
And how long have you been everyone?
Long as I can remember. Started out as no one. and now I'm everyone.
Very poetic.
Ain't it though? So, next question. Anyone?
You're such a character, I don't even know what to ask you. How are we supposed to trust you with anything at this point?
That's on you. I'd never ask for your trust. I said, pay me to do things and I'll do it.
Thing is I don't know if I can trust someone who only wants money to do what I need done.
And what would you rather? A man worshiping gods that he doesn't even see, doesn't even hear from, following you around? You'd rather that? Or perhaps you'd rather a farmer, somebody, reliable, works on his hands. Look, to be in the business that we are all in, you cannot be 100% a good person. You cannot be a stable person. We fought a giant undead snake. That is not something people do. We've massacred a bunch of fish people. We are not right by any meaning of the word.
And finally, we agree on something.
Malcolm,
Fine.
Sarai, you guys have been quiet. Any questions?
I have no questions for you, Stefano.
Fair.
Fine. If everyone's done, Tanis, do you have anything you need to discuss?
Why did you help me out so much?
You remind me of me before I became everyone.
I guess I just have one more thing to ask you. What would you like to be called?
Shit, it don't matter to me. Names are meaningless. All they are words. Words are wind. Call me Stefano if you want. That's fine.
Okay, Stefano. I'm gonna hand him the 20 gold he gave me back to him.
Nah, I don't need that shit. You keep it.
Thank you.
Well, any other questions for me?
Do you want our help?
If you want to help, go ahead. I'm not the type of guy to force anybody to do anything. I don't manipulate people. I make sure I stay alive. And if somebody wants something, I help them get it.
Well, then at least I can help you out a little bit. I'm gonna try and use prestidigitation and reapply the disguise. That was my
It does a well enough job. At the very least, well, it may not hold up to someone inspecting it. To most people, no difference.
Thank you kindly.
No problem, Stefano.
Well, I won't say that you're entirely truthful, about not wanting to manipulate people. As I sort of eye towards Tanith. I'm fine with you sticking around for now, since I need help. But, and that's a strong but, you are on a short leash. The minute you go off the rails, do anything that I suspect is not in my purview, we're done.
You know,
Is that clear?
typically with rules like that, you hire somebody.
I'm not saying I wasn't hiring you.
Sure, if
I
there's
said
corn.
I need your help. I need all of your help.
What's the job?
I don't know. I know where I need to be and what may be there. But I don't know. I can't give you details other than there's a small village north of Drina along the lake. Where 42 people used to live. Now they're not there. And I want it back. And I wouldn't normally ask for help. If it weren't for 2 weeks ago, I'd probably already be there, either doing it myself or dying, finishing whatever I feel like I started.
So where do we need to go?
Like I said, north of Druna.
Oh, so we're actually going to. Now, is the village gone or is it destroyed?
I don't know.
All right, fair enough. We're gonna need to pack some supplies, though. Could be walking into a trap.
If it's a trap, they don't know I'm coming. So, they'd have to be the smartest pack of undead to ever exist.
Oh, we're fighting undead. All right. Sure, we could. Let's say an hour to grab supplies, and then we could head out.
Yes, maybe. I don't know. What about you three? Tanith, you're muted.
Time. I'd need to buy some armor.
That's right.
I mean, we don't have to leave now. We only have to leave today. We don't have to leave tomorrow. There's no one there to save. I just need to do this.
Well, I feel that a good quest needs to get completed as soon as possible.
Don't you have a meeting?
That's not the point.
Armor.
Like I said, if I'm hiring you, which I will, I have plenty of gold. You're not to step outside my purview. And right now, under my hire, I think you should complete your debts. Follow up on your promises. Not lie the people I know.
All right, fine.
I'm still gonna need some armor. Mine's gonna be in the shop for about 2 weeks.
We can leave in 2 weeks. I don't want to have to spending extra money when I could pay for it myself.
Get out!
Like to imagine some people tried to enter the tavern and the barkeep stopped them.
Oh, I locked the door, so they can't get in.
Tried to tavern.
They were
We
yelling
Okay.
through the window for a moment.
You need to wait 2 weeks for this armor. I'm not in a rush.
Yes.
We can wait this 2 weeks. We can do whatever you need. We can...
Stefano,
we can get there at any point.
in your
I'm not
best
in a
judgment,
rush.
Stefano, in your best judgment, do you think a fight's gonna break out?
Well, you did say undead. They're typically
With-
mindless. Oh, with me? She's not a person to do things directly. If she wanted me dead, she would have hired somebody. She might have hired somebody, actually. I need to make a quick stop before the meeting.
I mean, I can go in unarmed, and then as I just flick my wrist and summon my sword, just
See, the thing is, you guys can't quite be seen
that might be-
because if she sees that I have backup, things could go south.
Okay. Well, if I can be within 120 feet of you, I'll be able to help somehow.
All right. Well, we are just meeting by the tree, so that is in the square.
That'll work. I had to go by there anyway. Need to buy a few supplies and look into ordering some things, or trying to.
Fair enough.
And I'm hoping it works out, because I'm not sure how close I can come to this.
Well, as I said, she won't try to kill me immediately. So she might. I don't know. She's a lot different than what I remember. 40 years really changes a person.
Okay.
It's right. You've been a bit quiet. Everything all right?
But I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
Edwin, to answer
Yeah.
your question about coming along, if it's to route any undead from a town, you have my support in that.
Can't say we're even going anywhere to save anyone. It's the only selfish thing I've ever probably done.
What's up with this town? And you?
They gave me my name. They gave me everything. I didn't really exactly have a reason to be alive for many, many years. And I was found by them. No reason to help me. Just a bum kid off the street. Did. And I, in their care, decided to devote myself to the Raven. But that's a story for another time. They were my only family for a while, but I couldn't be there for them. And I need to be there for them now. That's the gist of it.
All right. We're all being honest with each other, and that's good.
Anyways, if we're agreed on doing this, as soon as this meeting is over, we can get started on preparations if you wish. However, I'm totally fine waiting 2 weeks. Pretend it's all going to be done. I think you could use staying at one place for 2 weeks. Stefano.
I don't like it, I'll be honest. Staying one place too long puts a target on your back.
If you're truthful with us in this entire orc debacle, there's no reason for this man to be hunting for your life. And if he is, then we'll take care of it, because his reasons are unjustified.
You never know with, well, present company somewhat excluded. You never know with religious types.
Sure. However, if his reasoning is how you say it is, it's not just. And we can deal with it when it comes to.
Well, hopefully it won't ever come to it. Hopefully he has forgiven me for whatever I did or just forgot, and he's left it alone.
4 years is a long time to hold a grudge over a paltry amount of gold.
Oh, it is. It absolutely is.
If we're in agreement, then. What was that?
How likely is it that I'll hold a grudge?
Oh, him? I don't understand why he'd be chasing me after money. Like I said, any job we completed, he did not take a monetary share in it.
That's not good.
Yeah. They said his angel was telling him some shit. Freaking crazy. Anyway, I've got a date. And might be fun.
We'll be watching.
So I'm going to get up. I'm going to unlock the inn door.
All right.
Well, I know it's been, what? How long has it been since we started talking?
Probably, you probably spent about an hour talking.
Well, it's about that time, Got to face the demons at some point. Especially if someone's paying you to do it. All right. And I'm just going to walk out.
All right.
Fall shortly after.
After Stefano leaves, I'm just going to really quietly mutter under my breath, just because you can't hear them doesn't mean they don't speak to people. And then I'm going to get up and follow after them.
Malcolm and Tanith, what are you guys doing?
Well, Malcolm will get up and follow.
I'm gonna follow Malcolm.
All right. So you guys make your way over to the square. Stefano, you're going to be approaching the main area. What are the rest of you? What would you guys like to be doing? Where would you like to be?
Just want to be in a spot where I can see the full square, but like off to the side.
Okay.
While we're
Easy.
walking, while we're walking, I'm just going to tap Malcolm on the shoulder.
Oh,
Just
yes.
someplace a little private from everyone. Would you mind if you and I talk for a second?
Not at all.
I'm going to try and find a place that doesn't really have a lot of people.
Yeah, you can just step into any of the many alleyways that kind of litter the city and get away from the crowd.
So, yesterday I tried to acquire some firearms and found it quite difficult. I was wondering where you managed to get yours.
Mine were they were given to me.
Ah, they were a gift.
Not really a gift. I mean, when I was in my training, I just took a likeness to the firearm, and so provided them to me for that.
Interesting. And who is they, and how can I also get my hands on them?
As far as getting firearms from them, you might find that to be difficult.
Ah,
And as for the name, I cannot tell you specifically, but let's just say they are a group known to take care of thing others would not.
Well, Malcolm, thank you for that information. I'm sorry to pry like this. It's just a, it's just a little something I'm trying to work on.
No, I understand you are curious about these contraptions that are foreign to you.
Um, yeah, curious is one way to put it. Shall we be off?
Of course, we
Got a
wouldn't want the others
conversation.
to get lost without us, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So, Soraya, where would you have liked to be when you arrive at the square?
I'm not even gonna bother hiding. I don't. I'm pretty sure she gets the feeling that I don't like him. So.
All right, so Malcolm and Tanith, you guys will be about 5 minutes behind everybody else.
Yep. And
But-
as Malcolm's walking, he's going to be just looking around, seeing if anything catches his eye, either from people. You know what Malcolm's looking for, Nate.
Yep, I know. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Ravnica dice, don't fail me now.
Pray to Rakdos. That helps me.
I mean, you rolled a 1.
I didn't pray to Rakdos that time.
Ah, I see.
Was that you said an investigation check?
Just perception.
Perception? Ew. It's a 21.
All right, yeah. So I mean, as you're scanning, looking around, you do see a few things that are on a couple of the buildings, kind of reminiscent of past marks you've seen that you note in your head for either later investigation or if you'd like to stop now.
I'll just, for the moment, I'll make a mental note
All
where
right.
they are and
You make a mental note of where you think you see some that might be important to you. And so, just Tanith, Malcolm, are you guys going to try to be hidden when you come to the square, or?
I'm going to try and blend in with the crowd while also looking for a woodworking shop.
All right. Malcolm?
Malcolm will also blend in with the crowd, staying within about 50 feet of where Stefano is, or will be.
All right. So, Edwin, Soraya, and Stefano all arrive to the square. In being a little past noon, the merchants are all set up with their carts. All of the businesses around are in full business hours. Lots of people coming and going, conducting business, purchasing things, simply just going through, passing by to go about whatever other business. Nobles, commoners, farmers, merchants. The square is packed of people. And as Stefano, you kind of break off from Edwin, who stops near the edge of the square, kind of keeping to where you can see the whole thing, and Soraya just kind of walks about the square as she will. You see, sitting near the base of the tree on some of the stonework that rings the area, you see Kaylin sitting there in simple clothing, just munching on looks to be just an apple. She looks at you as you approach, just with a curious expression.
I'm gonna go sit next to her.
I'm gonna be honest. I was half expecting you to not show up.
I don't know why I'm here. Well, I do know why I'm here, but it's another boring day. Might as well.
Well, you want to sit here or you want to walk?
I'm gonna do a quick perception check, see where everybody's positioned, to see if it'd be better to stay seated or if it'd be all right to move around.
Sure.
That is a good 11 right there. God, I need to pray to Rakdos.
So what are you trying to check?
I'm trying to look at everyone to see if like it'd be okay to move or whether everyone's got eyes on me here.
It seems like, at least from your just your companions, everyone you can see you. To walk a little bit, you might break vision, but they could probably follow you easy enough. You're not exactly like someone who completely blends into a crowd without trying. So
very true.
But from here, yes, they can all see you.
Well, I think a little walk would be nice. It'd be like old times.
Sure, just like old times. Come on, let's go take a pass by the Nobles District. I can tell you about all the things you've missed around this place.
Sure.
So, Edwin, Soraya, you guys see the two of them get up and start moving about like northeast towards the direction of Castle Whitestone.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna try to follow without stirring their attention.
No, are you wearing your armor, or are you just in common clothes?
Yeah, I'm wearing my armor.
All right.
I'm as soon as I see Edwin move, I'm like, and
This is just a chat.
I'm gonna get within 30 feet of him, and I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace on the both of us.
All right.
Because I know.
Clang, clang.
The clang clang becomes a little tink 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 tink. So, and Malcolm and Tanith, you guys will arrive about as you see Soraya following last, exiting the square. You don't see anyone else present. You can kind of just catch the sight of them as they're exiting.
I'll point it out to Malcolm and then try to follow at a respectable distance.
And Malcolm will nod, and then he's going to kind of break off from Tanith, and he's going to follow, moving through the crowd, just making it look natural as possible, but also be keeping an eye out for anything vicious going on.
All right, so all of you guys are following at a little bit of an increment as you guys continue walking. You know, I'll be honest, I'm surprised that you even came back.
I heard you were down south.
I've been a few places, but I found I could do a lot here if I just played my cards right.
This place seems a bit different.
Yeah, it's considerably different. You know, it just so happens that when the nobles vie for power, a lot of things underneath change.
True.
Pretty much just came to it that, when they elected, or when a new guardian came to power, all the nobles underneath started vying for power, and that's been going on for about a year now. So, we've been kind of stuck dealing with the lapses in trade and the lapses in duty and all the things that happen when people stop paying attention to their jobs and more attention to the politics behind them.
Well, that's the best time to liberate their unwanted burdens.
Oh, case in point, why do you think I'm a merchant from Marquette around here?
Fair enough.
You'd be surprised how many people are willing to make deals with foreigners that they've never heard of.
Yeah. Never did like the straightforward approach.
I know you
myself. Oh, well. So you were complaining last night in front of my companions.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was speaking my mind last night. I wasn't sure if I'd see you today, and I wanted to make some things heard.
You could have taken me aside. You didn't need to bring them into this.
No, I wanted to make sure you were listening. And sometimes it takes you being embarrassed before you start listening.
But it's so unnecessary.
Also, I'll admit it was a little bit of fun for me.
Oh, I know it was fun for you. You did enjoy being the cause of those situations.
Well, you can see, but it was me causing those situations that let you do the work a lot of times.
Yes, and it was all fun and games until you pointed me out and dragged me into it as well. And poor Damakos.
Look, I got no more love for him, same as I got no more love for you. You boys left me.
Do you think he's after me?
I've got a suspicion of it.
Any idea why he hated me? He didn't care for the money, so that couldn't have been it.
No, it was never about the money for him. I mean, you know that. But
yeah.
No, I think if he came after you, it was probably that voice in his head telling him he saw evil. Saw evil in you, and I don't know. All the stuff he kind of prattled on about all the time. The stuff that well, hell, I think the reason he hung out with unsavory types like us. But I think it was something on that. Might be why if he's hunting you down.
I hope his angel didn't notice me. That would be... I've seen the people after his angel points them out to him.
Oh, yeah,
you've seen them too.
Well, you see what's left of them.
Yeah, that's not a good position for anyone to be in.
No, but, you know. I mean, if he's been chasing you this long and he hasn't caught you, then you've at least managed to stay one step ahead of him.
I've had to throw away all my old identities.
You say that like you didn't throw them away anyway.
Well, I mean, fair, but some of those identities were good ones.
Which one was the good one?
I mean, fun to be, not morally good.
All right, fair. So, I would say, I think that the closest thing you got to good was when you helped somebody just so you could get a better angle to pick their pocket. I don't think I've seen you do a good thing for no reason ever.
There's no such thing as not benefit. Nobody helps someone else without benefiting themselves. That's just...
See, people do, but I think we've always referred to them as stupid. I mean, hell. You were around one of them. Damakos was one of those people, and you know it.
What a goddamn idiot.
Yeah, he was an idiot, but there was something about him that... I mean, hell, we kept him around for however long.
Yeah, he was muscle. I mean, when people messed with us, he did his thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, your problem with me.
My problem with you, Stefano. You know, do you want me to call you Stefano? Do you want me to call you Adon, Ezra? What do you prefer?
Ezra's fine.
Ezra. It's the one I'm familiar with. I prefer that anyways. Well, honestly, Stefano, if I'm to be frank with it, it hurt. That's my problem.
Life's full of pain. It makes us stronger.
I'm sure you tell yourself that every night, don't you? No. I'm not mad because it hurt. I'm used to things hurting. I'm mad because it was you.
What does that mean?
How long?
I'm gonna take a quick just look around. Make it as not. I'm willing to throw a stealth check to make it nonchalant.
Yeah, throw a stealth check.
Definitely making sure that they're nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank Christ. That's going to be an... Good math. Jesus. That is going to be a 20. Heathen's 20.
All right. And yeah, I mean, they're around you. You kind of see them all hanging back in different areas, but far enough. But they're around.
Gotcha.
I'm getting nervous. It's not heading down a good road, guys.
How long you think we spent? Not including the time with Damokos, just you and me. How long you think we partnered? You think we worked together? 'Cause it was a long time.
Almost a year, right?
I'd say it was at least a year. Maybe even a little longer. But, well, to be frank, I got closer to you than I let myself get to most people. So it hurt when you burned me. Like I said, the burn didn't hurt the worst. It was the person who did it.
Well, there's the burn helps us stand back up. It
Stop getting philosophical. It does not suit you. Just be honest with me.
I'll be as honest as I can.
I want you to be as honest as you used to be. I want you to talk to me like before you left. Tell me what's going on with you.
I'm being hunted by an insane...
That didn't happen until almost a year after you left. That was not the reason.
We got too close. You understand? Of course you understand.
Sure, I understand.
You didn't hire any assassins. He does a little chuckle like he's laughing, but he's actually gonna look for assassins perched on the roof.
All right, yeah, you start looking.
Shit, that's a 3.
All right, yeah, you don't see anybody. Just
damn it, Rakdos.
No, I didn't hire anybody. I didn't pay a bodyguard. I didn't go to the clasp. I didn't go to the guard. I didn't go to anybody. Because honestly, me being honest for once, I just wanted to talk. I just wanted a reason.
A reason?
I wanted you to give me a reason. I wanted a reason why I've been alone for 4 years. Why the people I trusted left. Why the people I almost was calling family, more than anyone I knew in so long, left.
Well, I mean, it wasn't just you. I mean, it was partially Damokos was getting aggressive.
Yeah, I saw that. He certainly was, there was something about him.
I mean, he was insane, right? That wasn't just me. He was...
I don't know if he was insane. There was, hell, it was like you were saying. When that angel of his told him something, or pointed a finger at somebody, they burned. And I don't think he could do that without help. Now, do I think he was all there? Not a chance.
Well, I pity that, he was supposed to get married a year ago or something, right?
Yeah, probably. Although, if he's been on some vengeance hunt for the last few years, I doubt that went through.
Yeah. Oh, well. If he did get married, I pity that family. That's not a good situation for anyone to be in.
I think, well, to be honest, I think a family could do him good. Give him something else to focus on, Give him a way out of all of this.
I think he has less of one than we do.
Maybe once.
I'll be leaving soon.
That doesn't surprise me. You never stayed for long.
No, this time it's a quest. One that Damokos would have leapt at.
You being righteous. How much they paying you?
We didn't discuss a price yet.
Well, at least one party is consistent. I'll give you that.
You know, gold is more reliable than the gods.
Yeah, we've proven that one right many times. Well, all things said, it is good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I've got to go. They'll be wondering if I died.
You don't need to bring your friends next time.
I will take that into consideration.
All right.
And he is going to walk back to the square, pretending like he doesn't see the group in the crowd.
Soraya, she's gonna look at she's gonna see you, and she's just gonna look at you and make eye contact before turning away and heading down one of the side streets.
I'm gonna follow her. Not that I need to be stealthy anymore. She already knows.
Well, you were never stealthy to begin with.
I'll follow her. I mean, eye contact for a reason.
As you go around one of the side streets, and you see it's a street that has not many people there, and she's just leaning against one of the walls, kind of waiting. You see a little bit of a smile creep on her face as you come around the corner.
You knew we were there, didn't you?
Oh, the entire time.
Yeah. It's what happens when you walk around with someone in heavier armor than you're used to.
You know, I can't say I blame him for bringing backup, but I wasn't going to try anything. Legitimately just wanted to talk to him.
You can understand that somewhat.
He says you guys are leaving soon.
Mm-hmm.
Watch his back for me, will you? He needs someone to.
I'll do my best.
That's all I can ask. And definitely don't put his back above your own. Ever.
Oh no. I already know that one.
Well. Good luck out there. You guys will do fine, I'm sure.
I hope so.
With a nod, she starts heading back down the street.
Okay. I'm gonna slowly make my way back to the group. I don't know if anyone saw that.
Would the rest of you have just followed Stefano back as he headed back to the square?
Yeah.
I'm looking for a woodworker shop.
Right, yeah, you're not even in the area.
I completely forgot about protecting Stefano. Completely focused.
No, as soon as I see Stefano coming back, I'm just gonna assume that everything's fine.
Alright, so yeah.
I'm working on the assumption that if things didn't go fine, he'd be running down the street screaming, help, somebody help me.
Fair point.
Sure, it's not just her wearing his skin.
That's another one of his biggest fears. He's got a lot of fears, this boy.
One for every name.
That's a lot of fears.
So as far as you can tell, yeah, no one really seemed to notice that you had another brief meeting afterwards.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna find the rest of them then, and I'm just gonna keep that information to myself.
All right. Tanith, you looking around, you do find there is a carpenter pitched up in just outside the town square itself.
gonna go over to them.
Yeah, it's just a male dwarf, dark weathered skin, long beard, a balding bit of hair. You see, he's got these kind of wide glasses, but they're affixed to his face with a leather band, much like goggles would be. And he's just kind of like working away at. You see this large. It looks to be possibly going to be a table of some kind. It's just still midway in construction.
Hello, sir.
He finishes, just kind of sawing into what he's doing. Just, oh, sorry, I didn't notice you there. What can I help you with?
I was wondering if you, kind sir, do any custom orders for woodworking, and if you have an availability.
Oh, well, I do some work for. Most of my stuff is furniture and the like. I occasionally do custom orders, but depending on the nature of them, I just sometimes I'm not as good with small things. I like working on the bigger stuff that I can. Well, I don't have the dexterity that I used to, you know.
That's perfectly fine, sir. What I'm looking for is somewhat large in size anyway. Do you have any parchment, by the way?
I mean, I've got parchment. What? He just like pulls a couple from underneath in his desk out of a drawer and sets them on the counter. What? I don't really sell parchment, but if that's what you're looking for, I got a couple.
It's fine, really. It's just to draft up something real fast.
Oh, of course, that makes it easier than trying to explain.
And I am going to take whatever writing tools I have. I usually write in my book with, and I am going to try and draw out in as best detail as I can a rifle stock from the books.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, just but like the back part of it kind of looks more like how a heavy crossbows.
Okay.
Stock would look. So it's sort of like a heavy crossbow stock, but with a groove.
Gotcha. Okay. You finish your drawing and pass the paper to him, and he looks it over a few times, and you see him. He kind of picks up his own quill and makes a few notes on a few things. Just, oh, this seems simple enough. Do you just want one piece of wood for the whole thing?
If I could, then yes, I would.
Oh, okay. We could do that. Do you need it like polished and smooth and clean, or do you want rough, or do you want edges, or
I think giving it a bit of a weathered treatment would be good. It might get exposed to the elements at some point.
All right. I think I could do that. It'll get to backlogged a little, probably. Well, it's a smaller job, so I can kind of work on it between jobs, and I'll say probably a week.
A week will be absolutely perfect. I and the city of Sengorn thank you for your assistance in this matter.
Do you that's a long way from here.
It is. I'm on a bit of a well, I wouldn't call it an expedition, but it is a bit of a cultural program we're running.
Oh well, I'm pleased that you visited my little shop. I hope everything's to your liking.
It is absolutely to my liking, sir. And may I say, this is a very fine table you have here.
Oh, thank you. Everything in here I made myself.
Thank you very much.
So I just I'll have it in about a week. It'll be about we'll say five gold, and we can get it all custom one piece for you.
5 gold is perfect. If I could, would you like it for me to pay you in advance for this?
Let's do 3, because that'll cover material, and then if it's to your liking, we'll do the other 2 when you pick it up.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you very much. I'm gonna hand him the 3 gold.
I'll get started on it soon enough.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Oh, you as well, my friend.
And I'm gonna walk out. And as I'm walking by the stores, I'm just going to buy a single pair. Because still feeling a little peckish after that breakfast.
All right.
It was kind of tense. You ate it, but it's not really filling when you're worried about what might happen. So yeah, Tanner's gonna look for the others to meet up with them.
Well, so while he was doing that, the rest of you met up in the square again.
That looked
Sorry.
normal.
It went surprisingly easier than I thought it would be.
Then maybe you have nothing to worry about at all.
Hmm. The man is at his most open when there's nothing for him to worry about. So I'm going to assume everyone's out to kill me. I'm going to keep assuming that.
Sure. Whatever gets you by.
All right. Well, I do have one stop to make. And I'll be fine to do it alone. You all can keep doing you, I guess. Meet back here in...
No. Remember the whole purview thing?
Yes.
You don't
you
go
like...
off alone anymore.
So you want to visit the whorehouse with me?
I'll follow you in.
Oh, I'm not... There's no attraction here, just so you know.
You know what I meant.
I'm afraid... I'm going to assume you just mean in through the door and then awkwardly stand there and wait as a holy man in a whorehouse. Okay, that's fine.
You realize I'm not exactly a priest. I can't. There's no rules against me partaking in flesh.
Don't ever say that again, please. I didn't like that at all.
Get used to it.
Yeah, no, I'm rather you didn't say partake in flesh around me. It makes you sound like a cannibal, if I'm being honest.
I don't know of very many cannibals that I know of that use that term.
So you know cannibals. So
No.
you've hung out with then
No.
you don't know what terms they use.
But then you've hung out with cannibals then.
Look, I don't know what everyone's interests are, right?
Exactly. Where are we going?
To a whorehouse? I was going to ask for directions
Go
there.
ahead. You were going to go to a whorehouse and you didn't know where it was.
No, I was going to ask. I haven't been here in some time.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm waiting.
He's so suspicious. So I'm going to look for a guard.
Yeah, easy enough to find. See a pair that are just patrolling through the square.
Pardon me, but do you mind pointing out the whorehouse?
Oh, let's see. There's one in the city just off in the corner there. It's kind of kept in the back so most people don't pass it, but just
Right.
northwestern corner. It's not hard to
Understood.
miss.
Perfect. Thank you. What's the name of it, by the way?
It was the. Oh, that's gonna be the Velvet Fang.
Velvet Fang. Excellent. Would I recognize this name at all?
It's definitely been there long enough. Yeah, you'd probably recognize it.
Okay, that's not what I meant, but okay.
I mean, it's been there long enough that it was here when you were last here. So.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna walk back and go. So we're going to the Velvet Fang, so our religious friend can partake in flesh. Is that how you said it? Yes. That's exactly how he said it.
It's the saying.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
I have my own errand that I need to run as well.
As I said, you are free to do what you need to do. We can wait 2 weeks if Tanith needs to wait 2 weeks. I am not in a rush to do this.
So he gets to walk off by himself, but I have to be babysat by a man who partakes in flesh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Please
paying a
stop
lot
saying
of gold.
partaking. Please.
I'm not going to stop saying it until our religious friend says he will stop saying partake in flesh.
I mean, I've said it once and you've said it about 10 times now. So.
Yes, I'm trying to
Who
get you
says
to
it
understand that it's a bad saying. It's just bad.
And right about now, as Dennis just walks up like, "Oh, hey guys, want some pear?"
Want to go to a whorehouse with me and Edwin? So he can partake in flesh? Yeah, sounds weird, doesn't it?
You roll nice.
Yeah, that's a 19 history. Do I know what a whorehouse is?
Yeah, you know what a whorehouse is. You know what the word whore and the word house means. So.
Oh, God.
Right. Why though?
Because I apparently am not trusted to sleep with people unless Edwin's watching me.
I'm just gonna look
Apparently
at
they're going to partake in flesh.
There you go.
I hate that saying so much.
Oh, I do too. It's killing me.
my father used to call it that.
Oh my god.
Oh, that is more information than I
That you just
He said, if I recall correctly, he said
No,
it's the lower class place where the inferiors go to partake in flesh.
everything about that sentence is the most pretentious thing I've ever heard. Oh my god. So, do you want to partake in flesh or not?
I got a pair. I'm good.
Partaking in
I'm just gonna walk away. I can't handle it anymore. Like, that was it. That's the line. Edwin's done. Like, Stefano's done. He's walking to the Velvet Fang.
Calling him.
Before he walks away, I'm gonna poke Stefano solidly in the back, and I'm gonna go. Partake in flesh is a bad phrase. Also, everyone has a family is also a bad phrase. So stop saying it. And I'm gonna walk away.
Which? Whatever. I guess I gotta stop saying that word.
All right. So who's all going to the Velvet Fang?
Partake in flesh?
That is okay. The next town you go, The whorehouse just should be called the Flesh Partaker, so you have to keep saying
God.
it.
God.
Terrible.
Well, now we know how the undead happened in Edwinstown.
I
Oh,
guess
no.
so.
Oh.
So who's all
Thought it was a
going to the
whorehouse.
Fang?
Necrophilia.
Oof. It's
Following Stefano wherever he ends up going, anyways.
right. Tanith, Soraya, Malcolm, are you guys going your own directions?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
I mean,
Probably.
like I said, I'm good on flesh partake.
I feel physically sick whenever I hear someone say it, but it's like easier when I say it.
Well, because when you say it, you can laugh. You don't have to listen to it.
Ah,
So, Soraya, are you heading off as well?
I'm gonna see if I can maybe find a temple to the Moonweaver. If
Alright.
not, I'm just gonna hang out in the sun tree.
All
so
right.
you don't want to come to the Velvet Fang with us?
No, I don't. I do not.
So the three of you head off in your own directions. Stefano and Edwin, you guys head up northeast until you get to the kind of outer ring of all the businesses, where in walking you see a taller, it looks to be about 3 stories, darkened wood exterior with all the windows are either stained glass or fogged, so you can't see inside from the outside, with just a simple sign hanging out front that just says the Velvet Fang.
After you.
Okay. I am going to open the door and walk in.
All right.
Notice it.
Edwin, are you going in as well?
Yeah, I'm right behind them.
All right. So yeah, you guys head in, and you see there are several people just kind of in the lobby talking. Some much more scantily clad than others, both male and female, many varying races. As you approach, you see an elven woman with very just ivory pale skin, black hair, and these bright blue eyes, who kind of approaches you in this very light dress. Ah, you are two that I have not yet seen before. My name is Vala, and she holds a hand out to you.
I'm going to take it and kiss the knuckles. I assume she held it out like
Oh,
this. Yeah, of course.
And
And then I'm going to look at Edwin kind of like...
This is your thing. This was what you wanted to do.
Well, yes, but you don't... When a lady offers her hand, you must...
She offered it to you.
it's
Yeah, well, she offered it to both of us.
Oh, I didn't. Did she actually offer it? Yeah, I didn't hear that.
I mean, she kind of like turned to you. It wasn't very clear anything, so
Oh,
up to you.
I'm sorry, miss.
He's very rude. It's the first time he's...
Do this.
How did you put it? Partaken in flesh?
Oh, don't you worry. There are plenty of ways that people have phrased the activities that go on under our roof. It's to all of their preference. None of it really matters in the end.
I'm going to go like this and lean close so I can whisper in her ear, hopefully without him hearing. It's his first time, so I'm planning on, if you could get... I'm going to look at him. A male and a female. I don't know which is his preference.
Can I hear this?
Make a perception check.
Do you want me to throw a stealth check?
No, I got a thing in mind.
That is a natural 20.
Yeah, you're hearing every word.
So, I mean, just let's say, what are the prices? I want to get him an upper class one, but I'd rather not spend too much. I'm not that close, you see. We're just going to a whorehouse, friends close.
You'd be surprised the levels of friends that grace our door. But for that kind of arrangement, so we could well, let's see. It kind of depends on how adventurous you'd like to be.
He's very adventurous.
Well, then I'm sure. Well, are you interested in choosing, or would you like a surprise?
For him?
Well, I mean, that is what we're talking about at the moment, correct?
I think he'd like a surprise.
Well, then how about we have a package that'll run about 50 gold. I'll send the two, and they'll arrive at the room, and give you about 10 minutes after you arrive, and then they'll show up to have a grand old time.
That sounds excellent. So, I'm gonna attempt to discreetly pass her 50 gold.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Come on, Rakdos, don't you fail me. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Well, Rakdos, I guess. Since, I'm apparently aligned with the demon. That's a 26.
All right. Edwin, you do not see it leave Stefano's hand, but she makes no real attempt to hide it too well. It is a 50 gold. So you see that she has some money now. Whether it was by something that she just had or that Stefano gave her, who knows?
I mean, I overheard this entire conversation.
Oh,
so I know what's happening anyways.
Yeah.
And tell me, does Lyra still work here?
What did she look like?
She was an elven woman, about yay big. Never mind. I don't suppose. I suppose it was too much to hope.
There's nothing wrong with looking for an old vice. There are plenty who come here seeking a repeat companion.
Very true.
What was her name again?
Lyra.
Lyra. Well, I'll keep an eye out, and if an elven woman about yay high named Lyra appears, I'll make a note of it to let you know the next time you're here.
Perfect. Now, in the meantime, I'm gonna look like I'm looking around, checking out the models. Is what I'm gonna refer to them as.
All right.
I'm gonna whistle I'm gonna whistle in Thieves' Cant. Is this a safe place?
All right. Yeah, you just kind of, as you're walking around whistling, you do get a response that just says yes.
Still in Thieves' Cant. I need to disappear for about an hour. And the man I walked in with is very suspicious.
There's no response to it. But after a moment, you do see about 2, maybe 3 start of the employees.
The models.
The models. however we would like to refer them as. Do get up and start heading that direction. One latches on to you. You see a tiefling woman.
Gotcha.
You see about 6 feet tall. Dark red skin, this bleached white hair, and silver eyes. The other 2 move on, both human, make their way over and kind of latch on to Edwin and start trying to chat you up a little bit. Oh, that's a better word, courtesans, thank you.
I didn't like the second suggestion.
What, you don't like flesh companions?
No, that made me a little physically sick. Just the word flesh in coordination with anything else makes me a little sick.
That's kind of fair.
So I'm going to say, how much does how about an hour? How much is that? Thank you for this. This is
you see that her eyes kind of roll a little bit, just for an hour it's gonna run you about 60 gold. She kind of like
it.
We'll see if you say that in an hour. She steps back and takes your hand.
Perfect. I'm gonna follow her. Oh god, I'm gonna get murdered.
You think that about everybody.
I'm just gonna sit there with my 2 people on my arms, waiting for him to go into one of their rooms. or up the stairs or wherever.
Yeah, she leads him up to the second floor, which in here, while the main lobby is a bunch of like couches and seats and different places for people to just sit and drink and do whatever at what is essentially just a tavern inn almost, with several back rooms on the bottom floor. There is a staircase leading up the right wall to an open balcony that circles the entire building, and along every wall is just doors up on the second floor. And so Stefano gets led up the stairs and into the second door on that far wall.
Gotcha.
Okay. And once he's gone, I know you two already got paid. I'm not really here for any extracurricular. Why don't we just sit and have a drink?
Now that sounds like a wonderful idea. I'm always up for an easy bit of time, and a drink sounds lovely.
All right.
So you just sit there with
take
them.
A seat.
Stefano, you are led into a room which it is just one of the regular rooms. It's just you see a bed, a small washroom, otherwise more or less barren. They're not very well equipped rooms because they're not for someone to stay in.
Of course.
And
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you could stay if you wanted to. They'll bring more stuff if you want it. And as she shuts the door behind you and kind of just leans against it, the very little bit of clothing in these loose dress-like outfits they wear kind of just hanging off her shoulders, she just, all right, I'll stay in here for an hour. It's going to be 60 gold, but you're free to do as you wish.
All right. I'm going to put the 60 gold down on the bedside table. I will be back in about 45 minutes.
That'd be nice. So, here, just... And she walks over, and you see she kind of, like, scoots the wash basin, which it's about a bathtub size. Like people could, with the preparation, actually, you could use it as a bathtub. And she shifts it aside, and leaned into the wall, there is a hidden door. That'll lead you down into the kitchens, and you can just slide out whichever way you'd fancy.
Oh, perfect. I was just going to climb out the window. Thank you.
Might be a little easier.
A little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and take that secret passageway into the kitchens.
And before you disappear, just knock 3 times on that trapdoor, and I'll actually, because I'm going to put the basin back.
Understood. Thank you so much.
Shuts it, and you hear that, like, as she drags it back over the top. It's down this kind of dark stairway that leads you. As you push out, you're in the pantry of the back kitchen.
Okay.
Easy enough to just kind of find your way out. There's a back door that leads you out into the alleyways behind.
I'm going to go to the hooded boar.
Mm-hmm. All right, so while you make your way to the hooded boar, Tanith, Malcolm, Soraya, where would you guys like to have been going?
Malcolm went off to do his own thing, right?
Yes, all of you did.
Yeah. Probably gonna stop by the general store.
All right. So you head on back over to General Nonsense.
Yep, General Nonsense. I forgot that name for a second.
Mm-hmm. And the younger dwarven man is in there conducting the little bit of magic that he knows how to do. Turns around as you enter, just, oh, welcome. What can I do for you today?
Hello, sir. I was looking to just purchase a few things.
Oh, by all means. What are you looking for?
I'll start with, I'm looking for some arrows. I was wondering if I could buy some from you.
Oh, arrows, absolutely. I mean, I've got them in, I usually just sell them in packs of 20.
A pack of 20 sounds lovely.
Now, you're looking for arrows or bolts? You're looking for crossbow or regular bow?
I think I'll go with bolts.
Bolts?
Yeah.
All right. And and what else are we getting for you?
Do you have any how do I quite describe this? Small sheets of parchment.
I mean, I've got regular parchment. I don't really carry a lot of smaller sheets than just what's traditionally used for writing.
That'll do. I have a bit of a smaller book I was looking to add a few more pages into.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, you could just cut these as you need. Pulls out a stack, and he's like, "Well, a ream of that's gonna run you. Well, that plus the bolts will be about 2 gold for 20 bolts and a ream of paper."
There's just 2 more items I was looking for.
Sure.
One is if you have a deck of playing cards, I'd love to have some.
Sure, we can. Yeah, I'm sure I've got playing cards around here somewhere. Kind of like looks through and he finds one, just see it sitting on one of the shelves by a couple other games. Just, yeah, deck of playing cards. All right.
And I was wondering if you had any tools for smithing.
Oh, that's not something I'm going to carry here, unfortunately. You're going to have to go probably to a smith to find something like that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but for the 3 of these, we'll just run you about 2 gold, 5 silver. We'll call it good.
Sounds good to me.
All right. You can purchase your items and head on back out. Soraya, where are you going?
I think I was looking for a Temple of the Moonweaver,
That's
and
what it was.
then I changed my mind.
Okay.
Could I find like a who makes rings? Like, is that a blacksmith or is that a jeweler?
Traditionally, it'll be a jeweler, and they'll just order the metal parts from a smith and then actually make the rings there. If you're just looking for like a metal band, then that would traditionally just be a blacksmith.
I'm gonna see if I can find a jeweler.
Yeah, certainly can. You find a place called the Horde that is just outside of the square. It's a smaller shop with a window that is filled with a lot of necklaces, rings, a lot of items for sale, varying metals, varying gems, all of seems decently high quality.
Okay, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna find like whoever seems to be in charge, or at least selling things.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's just a human man, looks to be maybe 19 years old, just kind of stocking shelves and cleaning things as you come in. Just, oh, well, hi. What can I help you with today?
I was wondering if you do custom work.
Oh, absolutely, we do custom work. We can take care of anything you need in that regard, hopefully. If you're just looking for, we do mostly necklaces and rings. If you're looking for something a bit more specific, then I'll have to kind of consult with the boss depending on what you want, but
I'm going to take off my necklace. And I am going to put it on, is there a counter?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put it on the counter and I'm going to ask him, would it be possible to turn this back into a ring?
I can't say we can do it with like salvaging 100% of what's here, but we could certainly make a very similar to this design ring out of this material.
What about just a copy?
That we could probably do if we just used a separate sheet of metal and just copied the design, made it. Yeah, we could do that, I think.
Okay. How long would that take?
Well, for this design, I would probably assume it's going to be about. Well, with the orders we have, we'll probably have to put it at about a week and a half from now.
Oh, that's fine. I'm here for 2 more weeks.
Well, perfect. If you don't mind, if you'd like to leave this here, we can be a little more accurate, or you can just wait about an hour and I can get some good sketches down and you can take it with you and we'll do what we can from that.
It might be good to be separated from it for a little bit, so I'll leave it here until it's complete.
All right. Well, if I could just get a name here, I'll put down some of the notes for your order.
I pause for a second, and I'm just going to smile a little bit, and I'm going to say, Adora.
Adora. All right. So we'll have your ring for you, all made in about a week and a half, and we'll have the necklace just returned to you at the same time.
How much do I owe you?
Well, this will be 10 gold up front and 10 gold when you pick it up. It'll be 20 gold for the whole thing.
All right. I put down 10 gold.
All right, perfect. I'll get this all packaged up and put into the queue, so that way it is done post-haste.
Thank you. And I leave.
All right, yeah, he just goes back to his job. All right, Malcolm. What would you like to be doing?
Well, I am going to go find those markings
All right.
that caught my eye before.
Yeah, you head back, and following it along, you see one that's marked on, and otherwise, it seems to just be like a house. It's not a shop of any kind or any real building of prominence. It just kind of blends in with everything, but notched into the top right of the door, you do see the 3 marks diagonally.
Awesome. I'm going to. Is it like on a busy thoroughfare? Is it like off into the side, like in a part of an alley, or?
It is on a main road, but it is not one of the roads that leads to the square, so it is quieter than a lot of the roads around here. But there are people going by out front.
All right. I am going to knock on the door, since it looks more like a house rather than a shop.
Mm-hmm. And you walk up and just wait for a moment, and then you hear a voice from the other side, just, "What you want?"
Just a friend of Bartholomew's.
Friend, you see like the door kind of like opens slightly. How do you know Bartholomew?
I will pull out the symbol, the amulet that has the symbol of the Raven Queen. I'll show that, and then I'll turn it around, and on the back we'll have the symbol of the Claret Order. And then I will put it away.
Kind of like looks it over for a moment, looks at you, and then the door like opens fully, and you see standing in front of you a man probably 6'4", very well built, balding on the top of his head, this pretty sizable beard kind of hanging off of his face, distinctly like yellowish brown eyes. As he kind of looks at you for a moment, a smile kind of creeps across his face, and you see pretty pronounced canines. I take it you got sent here from somewhere else. Come on in.
I will follow him in.
He shuts the door behind, and you see a very simple home. The front is just a table with a bunch of papers on it. You see a half-empty drink and a couple of meals that were mostly eaten and trays kind of left there. You see another man sitting in the corner alongside a woman, both human. The man looks to be in his 30s, woman early 30s, late 20s, somewhere in there. The taller man walks over and sits down at the table, just, "Well, you found Bartholomew. What you looking for? Well, first, what's your name? Where you from, kid?"
Pleased to meet you. Name is Malcolm, and I am from. Gotta remember the name real quick. Not that one. Gotta go a little further over. name's Malcolm, and I am from the order in Kymel.
It's been a long time since we've had any people at all, let alone from Kymel. How the roads been? I haven't left here in too long.
Roads are about the same as always, you know. Bandits and such always on the out, and normal beasts if you wander too far.
He kind of starts again before the human man's like reclining in the chair with his feet over the armrest behind him. Kind of just, oh, shut up about the questions, Bartholomew. Let him talk. And you see, he kind of like snaps around towards him. Just, I'll ask him what I want to ask him. Shut it, Geordie. He's right, I guess. What do you want? What do you need?
Well, truth be told, I was not sent here. I'm actually still fairly new to the order, and just recently went through my the ritual.
How'd it feel? It's quite a rush, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually. What I was wondering about a few things, and wondering first off, are there any? I know we don't typically do work for coin normally, but do you have an ear on any jobs that might provide coin just to be able to provide food, gear as needed, etc., etc.?
I mean, if you're just looking to make a quick buck, I've got a few things that could help. Yeah. If you're looking to actually do something helpful, there's some issues going on. But if you just want to solve the petty problems, there's some farmers that could probably use someone that knows how to use a weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, I had actually heard some farmers talking about they were talking about as if there were rumors or myths about some undead stuff going on around here outside the city walls.
Yeah, they're convinced it's undead. I'm convinced it's wolves. Same as it always is. Farmers like spinning tales and making everything feel more important than it needs to be. But no, it's just wolves, I guarantee it. You head out there, you dispatch the Alpha, maybe fight off a challenger or two. They won't deal with, they won't bother the farmers anymore. You deal with something like that.
Indeed. Yeah, I'd be willing to make a quick buck, but also if you need assistance with something larger, I'd be willing to help as well.
Well, I mean, we could always use another set of hands, but I mean, we got things under control, mostly. We're just playing our cards for what might come next. You know, same as always.
Of course. So, how's the order doing here in Whitestone?
Well, it's, kind of leans back and kicks his feet up on the table. Just, it's always interesting the way things work out here. Because some nobles would enjoy having our order, our esteemed order of monster slayers, all here, watching their back, but others not so much. Currently, they're all vying for power, so we're not sure where the chips are gonna fall, so we're staying quiet.
Probably for the best.
Oh yeah. It'll be as it will. Same as always. In the meantime, we lie here, or, when there's nothing really to take care of, we return to the lodge out in the mountains. We got one up there, built into the stone. There's probably, another, what do you think, Geordie's like 7? Yeah, it's about, I'm thinking 7 or 8 people hold up there. Yeah, we got, so, there's more people nearby if we ever needed it, but not a lot's happening, so we don't need too many people to stay in the city.
Good, that's good. Nathan, would I know where that lodge is, or would that be something new?
That is new to you.
Okay. Lodge. I can't say I've heard of that before, but I'm not from around here.
Yeah, that's something that we really tend to only use when you're staying here for a long time. Otherwise, it's usually best to stay in the city. It's about a day out. Keeps you away from everything. Lets you run a little wild, Keep it
new.
Well, if you want. Same idea, really.
Oh, yeah. Well, what are these mundane jobs, as you put it? I could maybe.
Well, there's one, like I already told you. Not nobles, fucking farmers, just dealing with things attacking their herds, mussing up their crops, and, sometimes they just don't know how to deal with it on their own. So, solve that problem, I'm sure they'll pay you. Otherwise, well, there's always the couriers if you're interested in being a runner. Really, there's not a lot of things around here that need done that people can't handle themselves. Unless you want to get involved in politics, which I really, really advise against that one.
It would be interesting to have a better representation in that.
Well, hey, if you got a talent, a tongue, that's one thing I don't have. So if you could sway 'em, by all means. But, much as people take kindly to my pretty face, they're not one for the way I speak.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on the politics and stuff, and I'll kind of flourish the pistol or putting it back in its holster.
I see you're still one to take weapons where you go.
Well, can't always, from what I found at least currently, you can't always use the other tools in broad daylight.
I mean, you can. Just depends on how much you care about the consequences.
Fair.
I'll leave that one to you. I only tend to go about things when the getting's fun. I've got paperwork that they make me do anyways. Keeps me holed up here.
Well, paperwork.
It's what happens when they're trying to maintain something that's as widespread as we are with as few as we've got. A lot of messages sent back and forth just to keep tabs on everything.
I can imagine. Well, I'll be in Whitestone here for about 2 more weeks. So if you need help with anything larger than just the wolves out with the farmers, I can lend a hand.
Good to know. If you get the chance, you should check the lodge. I'm sure you'll find someone there worth talking to.
Okay. We'll keep that in mind. See if I can't get out there for a few days, at least.
There. Take your time. We don't got anywhere else to be. In fact, 5 nights from now, moon's gonna be high, and that doesn't do anything to us. We're not like that, but we tend to make a little sport out of it if you're interested. Gives us something to do.
Color me intrigued. I will try and be in the area, so to speak.
If you come by here any time in that day, someone will be here who can take you to the lodge with them.
All right. Well, thank you, Bartholomew. And actually, I don't believe we've met before. I've only heard. Yeah, that's good to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, kid. I think you'll do fine. Just, keep an ear to the ground. I mean, you found this place without, seemingly any help, so that's something.
I'll admit, before I left Kaimal, they made sure I knew what to look for.
Nah, still, they tell a lot of people what to look for, and a lot of people still miss it. You've got something, at least. Hopefully you'll let me test what else.
5 nights from now, right?
I do hope you'll join. It's a good bit of fun. Lets you get out all of the anger and the tension and well, just make sure you've got an extra day or 2 afterward. You need recovery time. Some of us do.
I'll keep that in mind. All right.
Keep an ear to the ground, kid.
I will. Knock as normal, or
just come in.
I wasn't sure. So
That's honestly part of how we knew you were a little green. Most people who've been here before just come in.
Good to know. I will keep that in mind. All right, and then I'll probably hang there for a bit and then head out.
All right.
Yeah.
They have food and drink there. Not a large amount, but definitely enough, and it's decent food. And, you can sit there and you meet Jordy, as well as... what was her name?
Jordy with a G or a J?
A J.
Okay.
Jordy and Riza.
All from the same order I'm from, or different orders?
They are all from the same order. And I mean, just even spending a little bit of time there, you can kind of get the idea that Jordy is a bit of a jokester, takes things not very seriously, kind of ever. Riza does the opposite. She takes everything very seriously, and her favorite weapon seems to be sarcasm. It's just sarcasm and seriousness. And Bartholomew, while a little zealous about things, is also very short-tempered.
Gotcha.
And even in just spending like 30 minutes an hour there, he snaps at pretty much everybody there several times.
Okay.
You fucking guys.
I know. I was.
So.
Tell me we're wrong.
You are wrong. You're funny, but you're wrong.
I rolled a disbelieve.
You can do that without rolling as much as you want. So, but with everyone having more or less completed their stuff, we can return to you as you make your way to the hooded boar.
Excellent. So I'm going to walk in. Really no time to do this because I've got a short amount of time left.
You'll have probably about 10 minutes to talk before, with getting enough time to get there and back, and still having maybe like 5 or 10 to spare. So you could push it, but at that point you're starting to eat into that little bit of like spare time.
I'm not pushing into that. Edwin's going to be checking up on me. 2 shots of whiskey sideways.
He just nods to the door as he keeps cleaning his glass. You
Walks
can just
to the back
go
door.
in, you know.
But you wouldn't get any fun communication.
I still have to do the job of owning the inn.
Yeah, but I'm the most fun person here. And then I'm just going to hurry through the door.
Yeah, you head on downstairs. There's only about 3 or 4 people in here at this point, middle of the day. A lot of people are out doing whatever it is they are tasked with at this point. Lyra, you see, is like pinning some papers towards this larger map on the wall and kind of making a few notes on things, inspecting closely. You see there's some blueprints that she's kind of looking over.
Hey, I'm going to walk up to her. Real quick, did you have any more jobs for me?
Not at the moment. I mean, if there's... I mean... Hold on. She kind of like makes a few notes, draws a couple lines before she like pins the paper that she was holding against the map just into the wall and turns around. Not particularly. Why? You need some more work?
Yes, I'm getting a little bit stir crazy.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm sure I could find something for you. I mean, if nothing else, I could send you after that Vanessa. I still haven't found much about her.
Oh, we don't really need to worry about Vanessa. Just a merchant.
All right. Well, I'll send a fence to meet up with her and see if maybe we can set up something. Always worth having our hand in most people's pockets, at least.
Fair enough.
Well, all right. That's good to know. For someone who is apparently held in such high regard in the lower tiers of merchants, she doesn't have much of a paper trail. Makes it hard to follow.
And the best of us don't really have a paper trail, do we?
Yes, but I wasn't expecting her to be one of the best of us.
Fair.
Well, all right. So, I guess just what kind of job are you looking for?
Oh, rat catching, if I can. Other jobs are fine, too.
All right. I'll make a few notes, see what I can dig up. Just come back later, maybe end it today, tomorrow. I'll see if I've got something for you.
I'll be back tonight.
All right.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Of
I'm
course.
going to leave and hurry back.
All right, yeah, you can make it back with well enough to spare. You know, you got probably 10 minutes as you return and get back into the bottom kitchen and climb this hidden staircase.
Knock 3 times.
You hear that as the door flips up. She's just kind of sitting there like, all right, you know. Do you have a fruitful journey? She like extends a hand to help you up through the trapdoor.
Except that, not particularly. No. It's frustrating. I'll have to go back later. What's your name, by the way?
Why do you ask for everybody's names that I don't have?
Because I need to reference it later.
You're right. I mean, you're totally right. It's Nasira.
Nasira. Excellent. I'm Stefano.
Pleasure.
Well, the pleasure's all mine.
So I might have to be back later. It depends on whether my companion is feeling particularly trusting or not.
Well, I mean, I'll probably be here.
Fantastic. All right. Well, how much time do we have left?
Yeah, for your hour, probably about 10 minutes.
It's not enough time.
Don't flatter yourself.
Oh, well, I got some cards.
If you just want to play cards, we can play some cards.
Let's play some cards. He's going to cheat. Of course he is.
All right. I would like you to make a sleight of hand check, and I would also like you to make a perception check.
Oh, God, she's cheating too. All right, for perception, that's a 4.
All right.
Come on, Rakados. For sleight of hand, that is a 22.
All right. So neither of you notice how the other is cheating, but both of you seem to be coming up with hands that are way better. On top of the fact of both of you seem to be doing the thing where like you both flipped 4 aces.
Oh, that's odd though. There's 8 aces in this deck,
Yeah,
as well as the 4 that are right out in front of us.
You know, sometimes it just happens with these decks. They're just a little faulty.
It's odd.
So yeah, I mean, you play cards and it's both of you cheating. No one really wins. Both of you kind of trying to figure out how the other person's cheating. Neither of you catching on very well.
Perfect.
And then yeah, your 10 minutes pass.
All right, so I'm gonna.
She stands up and like just like ruffles your hair a bunch and just, all right, go meet your friend.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I might see you later, Narissa. And then I'm gonna head down towards Edwin.
Yeah.
All right. Is your business done?
Oh, I'd say I'd probably be about 3 drinks in at this point.
Yep. Yeah, but over an hour, you and the two that were sitting with you are about 3 drinks in. Although you notice they make sure that they get their own drinks, and they are not nearly as tipsy as you are.
Oh, that's fine.
Probably a good bit watered down.
I mean, we didn't do it, but I'd say I'd probably leaked a fair bit of stuff to them, and just talked for a while.
Definitely like talked about Stefano a little bit, talked about yourself, talked about everything, just kind of blabbered for an hour.
He's having an existential crisis right now, so probably a lot of stuff.
God, I can't leave you anywhere. You have a real problem. God,
Yeah.
I can't take you anywhere with a bar.
Sure.
All right, well,
Are you
let's.
finished?
Yes, let's get back to the group.
How was it?
It was good. It was a good time.
Inside check.
Good. Okay.
You get up to leave and say your goodbyes as as the two of you head out.
It's the check that we say that's good.
What is that check for?
Yeah, I'm insight checking whether or not he actually did anything.
I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting that I don't have a ridiculous addition to fucking deception. So that's only a 22. God, I can't do simple.
Only a 22.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Simple math tonight.
Plus 6. Oh, yeah, plus 6.
You know,
so that's 19.
19. I mean, in your tipsy state, you know, looking at him, it's hard to tell if he did or didn't. There's no reason to assume he didn't. I mean, he went in that room, and an hour later he came out, and his hair was kind of ruffled. So it's like, all right.
Yeah. Sure.
All right then.
Good for you.
Thanks.
You satisfied now?
Yes. What you
Well,
being?
then let's get on with it.
So you didn't. I paid for you to just sit there and drink.
Oh, I know. I didn't.
No,
ask
no.
you to do it.
No, I'm saying I paid for you to have. Whatever. I'm
I
not.
didn't ask you to do that
Whatever.
for me.
Waste of 50 gold.
I didn't ask you.
And yeah, oh shit, we never set a rendezvous point.
You're right.
I gotta pick some. I'll go back to the journey's end.
It's probably the best place to go.
All right, Malcolm, where were you headed after?
You probably would have ended up back at the journey's end at some point.
Okay. Tanith? I think you're muted, man.
Yeah. Probably going to head back soon.
All right.
My supplies.
Cool. And Soraya, I know you said you were heading to the tree.
Did.
Did you? I thought that's what you did. Maybe I'm wrong.
I probably went back to the journey's end and did what Edwin was doing yesterday.
You started drinking.
Not as heavily, but drinking.
All right.
Drunkenly yells at Stefano. Classic night 2.
So yeah, Edwin and Stefano, you guys arrive as Tanith, Malcolm, and Soraya are seated at one of the tables.
So what's your opinion on drugs? I'm saying to Edwin as we're walking up to the inn.
It's none of my business.
Does it fall under your purview?
I mean, of you doing them?
Yes.
Not of my business.
Gotcha. So nothing to do with drugs is your business. Understood. Keeping that in mind. Well, no, guys.
That's not what I said, but sure.
Hello.
So, Edwin
Whoever
and
purchased crossbow bolts.
Smell weird.
What?
I'm telling Stefano and Edwin that they smell weird.
You both smell of cologne and perfume and all the smells that fill those places.
A Hollister.
Well, I had a
asked
lovely
this
time.
one more than anything. He had a particularly fine time, apparently, while I sat and drank.
And I paid 50 gold for him to sit and drink.
I didn't ask you to do that.
I was doing you a
Well-
favor, Edwin. I feel you're too stressed. I was just trying to help you out.
I'll deal with my stress on my own terms.
I don't want to know that. Don't tell me about that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Bono. Can
Yes.
I borrow a dagger?
Why?
I gotta get this part off. I say, pulling out one of the crossbow bolts and pointing to the wooden shaft.
You just want the bolt head?
Yeah. I need it for magic stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna hand him a dagger.
And I am just going to spend the rest of the time slowly, like, cutting each of the wooden shafts off of the crossbow bolts.
All right.
While he's doing that, I'm just gonna watch him. I'm gonna like pull a dart out of my bag and be like, "Are you sure you don't just like want one of these?"
Oh no, that's too big for what I'm looking to do with these.
That's concerning, Tanis.
I'm gonna
It's so
lean
concerning.
over to Soraya. Should we stop this or?
For the first time, I'm gonna put a hand on Stefano's shoulder.
Bono kind of flinches a little bit, like, is she gonna hit me?
I don't think we can stop someone who is 72. from doing anything. Geriatric people are very set in their ways.
That is very true. The older someone gets, the more set they are.
I'm very drunk.
Just humming.
Gods, what is with this
Elven
group?
tune.
All of you are alcoholics.
This is the first time I've ever drank more than like a cup. I think. I don't know.
God,
Oh.
I thought I had a problem.
That reminds me. That whatever it was you handed me yesterday, as they played.
Yes.
Do you have anything stronger?
No, you have the dagger for now. We'll handle other things when those come up. I'm not gonna let you have everything at once. I feel like this is already dangerous enough.
He's still humming and not so much whittling as sawing.
No, I mean, you're making slow progress, but you're getting the bolt heads off.
Yep. Just still humming.
So is what he does under your purview as well, or is it just me?
I trust him.
Wow. Wow. All right.
Honestly, I'm just trying to get the easy stuff out of the way first.
What does that mean? What do you have planned?
Well, yesterday I did a lot of reading, and when I tend to read things, they kind of just stick in my head, and when I enter my trance, I have a lot of time to just think about them. So,
What were you reading about?
I'm going to slide over to Stefano, the book I bought yesterday about the history of firearms.
Ah, yes. Yes, I'm familiar with this. Yes. It's a good read. I'm going to slide it back to him.
You lied to me about firearms.
No, I didn't.
You said they were magic. And
I said they're like magic.
Well, regardless, I don't hold it against you. In fact, I have to thank you.
Oh?
You turned me on to something. You see, I kind of realized after talking with Malcolm that the firearms, they're like magic, but they aren't magic. It's all chemicals. So I thought,
Yes.
what if I made them magic?
I'm going to look at Edward. He's still good.
He can do as he wishes. He's not harming anyone.
And I can't go to a whorehouse.
I can't trust you.
He's
The hardest part's going to be the barrel and the loading mechanism.
The hardest part is not blowing yourself up, I'd say.
I'm gonna pat Stefano very gently. It's okay. I know how to deflect missiles.
I don't. So
I
I'd rather
never.
not.
I am offended at that statement. I would never do anything to hurt either of you. I say as I just reach down and pull off the widowed shaft from the crossbow bolt head.
And I
That's
feel like if
down.
you wanted to hurt someone at this point, you would have already done it.
This is, well, honestly, this is somewhat of an insurance policy.
I don't like him saying those words. I know what the words insurance policy mean.
I learned it from you.
Right.
Well, you see, seeing what happened to you got me thinking a while ago when I heard you were being chased by someone. I thought, what if my family were still looking for me?
So you're going to shoot them with magic?
No. I'm going to prove them wrong.
With a gun.
Yes. They think there's nothing to learn from the outside world, and they think that they know everything about magic in all its different forms.
I need to be less sober. I need some whiskey, please.
If
Go
I
ahead
can
and
prove to them
brings
that's
over a
not
glass.
true, then I will have proven that me going off on my own was the correct thing. Should they ever come looking for me.
Back on Tana's face, and I'm just gonna say, you don't need to prove anything to anybody. You are an adult, right? You're an adult. You look like an adult.
I think
No
elves.
matter,
No, for elves, he's a child. I think.
Are
I've
you?
not gotten my adult name. Yes, I prefer not to bring that up.
Squish his cheeks.
I'm just looking at her now. I've put the dagger down.
Oh, good.
I'm just sort of staring at her like,
I glance over at the bartender and go, she's cut off. No more for her.
She just
I
shrugs.
have my
All
own
right.
gold. I can pay for my own drinks. I am an adult.
yes, you are.
What time is it so we can know whether her being this drunk is appropriate or rude?
It's late in the evening. It's probably like 8 p.m.
Fair enough.
I appreciate the sentiment, but it kind of doesn't apply to me.
Okay, fair enough.
They kind of sent me out here to prove how wrong I was. So
I understand that.
if I could prove them right, if I could prove myself right, there'll be no issue.
Well, Tenneth, I'm not good with guns or magic, but I can certainly help you out if you need it.
Oh, I know that. I asked around everywhere. Went to the armsmith. They didn't have any. They said to talk to the guards. I went to the guards. They pointed me in the direction of the library.
I'm going to look at Edwin.
Not hurting anyone.
Yet.
I'm gonna put an arm around Tanith about as far as my arm will go, because I don't know like how wide Tanith's shoulders are.
Not very.
Very.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna like drape an arm around his shoulder the way I've seen him do it to Stefano. And I'm gonna go, I hope they didn't like send you out here to die or anything. Because that's mean.
Well,
Oh.
people are mean.
No, they wouldn't do that. They didn't quite like me, but they wouldn't try to get rid of me. He
I'm gonna
starts
drink.
sawing the crossbow bolt a little faster. Just
I can 100% assume that he's going to use this for righteous reason.
What is that saying that... Yes, the path to hell is covered in good intentions.
You're correct. But I have no reason to believe he's going to use this for some absurd evil. If anything, he's just going to make some variation of a weapon that's already found somewhere.
Dennis just takes a
Not
moment
exactly
to write down
a-
that saying that Stefano said.
It's not exactly a newfound invention.
I mean, true. All right, fair enough.
Did more than my grandpa did back in the old day. Found out he was pretty young, my age, when the first firearms were invented, actually. It's always funny. He never He really didn't like talking about what he used to do before he settled in Singor.
Not a lot of people like sharing their past. Although you'll find that there's more people interrogating them for their past than there are people willing to
When
share.
they lie about it.
Well, if you interrogate someone, of course they're going to lie.
I hated that.
We didn't interrogate you until yesterday or this morning.
What do you want? The absolute truth? That's just an excuse
want
for
to
lack of
know that
imagination.
I just wanted enough of it that wasn't completely ridiculous.
Nothing I say is completely ridiculous.
Okay. Difference of opinion, I guess.
I guess so.
I'm just going to continue drinking.
I'm also drinking.
All right, so as the party spends the evening getting progressively more drunk, mostly probably to tipsy at the most, but some of you definitely looking to get farther. As the evening goes into the late bit of the night, and all of you stagger to what rooms or places you want to sleep, that is where we'll pick up next week.
All right.
Gotcha.
Oh my gosh.
I really thought she was gonna kill you.
I did
Yeah.
too.
I was like, oh man, am I gonna have to like actually help and fight this lady, or am I just gonna like sit?
I was expecting assassins on the roof, to be honest.
I thought she was
I
going to
was-
open a door and that tiefling was just going to come out.
Oh god.
Yeah, that was also a small fear of mine.
was waiting
Oh,
for
this is
the-
the place. What place? For your death.
I was waiting for the and suddenly you feel a dagger stabbing you.
No,
So
at least,
casual
Watch your
murder.
back, she says.
at least
Yo.
for the moment, she's not interested in killing you.
You know, that's going to be the funniest thing ever, where you go in for a hug and then you say, you take 1d4 damage. Just like,
I mean, at least personally, I think I'd make a dagger to the belly more than 1d4 damage.
oh no, literally in the back.
Oh,
right in the
especially
shoulder
with the-
blade.
Could be
It's a
poison.
sneak attack, surprise, so it's a crit.
And I mean, if you're planning to try and kill someone like that, there's probably poison on that blade.
Oh, absolutely. So you're adding at least what, 2d4 poison damage on there?
2d8, come on.
Oh, you're going for the expensive poison.
You don't half-ass an assassination, man.
I mean, that's
Hey,
Listen,
I've seen
as far as
D10
we've seen-
poison.
as far as we've seen. Stefano hasn't assassinated anybody, so we don't know. No, he just
Yeah,
helped assist. What's it called?
A
Those
passing.
angels of. Yeah, no. It's assisted suicide. That's
This
what
is
it is.
not what that is.
An assisted suicide is just as illegal as any other form of murder.
I'm pretty sure the person that is dying has to know about the assistance first.
Look, his life was depressed. He was gonna end up killing himself. I just accelerated the process.
Oh, okay. Thank you,
I
everybody,
think-
for watching. This has been a very interesting and very fun week that was filled with a lot of interesting conversations. Next week, we will probably go through a bunch of stuff in Whitestone as everyone sets out about what might be the next journey back down into the south, towards the same area you came from. But until next week, bye, everybody.